Welcome everybody to the PlayStation Tournament's Open Series for SoulCalibur 6. We are starting with the finals of Europe, and I am joined by Mr. Ebonic Plague. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty all right. We had a lot of SoulCalibur stuff going on previously, and now we're here for the EU side. Obviously, Evo happened just a little bit ago, just throwing that one out there. But yeah, so we got more SoulCalibur today. I'm super excited because, well, not only did something interesting happen last month, but something interesting is happening this month. So let's talk about what happened last month first. Now, what happened last month in the grand finals was something that's pretty normal. It was the Rufus versus Keev show. Right, seems totally fine. Yes. Seems pretty normal for everybody. Keev is doing real well. Rufus trying to hold his own, and sometimes even Rufus is the person who comes out on top in these situations, right?
Yeah, and of course, Keev is obviously world-class player, one of the best in Europe of all time for right now.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that happened, though, is that Keev maybe was a little bit too strong this past month, actually. As you can see in some of these replays, he's already doing exceptionally well, right? But eventually he gets up 2-0 versus Rufus off of this guard break right here. And then things start to change. The Fire Nation starts to attack, if you feel me, right? And
so I mean, look at this beautiful ring out here. So you're talking about momentum change here, right? I mean, that just means Rufus is gonna start. Oh boy.
Rufus actually ended up giving up right here. Yeah, see that? Rufus just giving up at the end and just letting Keev ringing him out to finish it off. And Keev taking the tournament off that. I had never seen that before, and I had never seen a screen that looks like this before. Normally, monthly finals champions is a switch between Keev and Rufus. It never seems like either of them have the total upper hand throughout monthly finals, but Keev has been somehow, some way, more unstoppable than usual.
So describing, Evo Japan 2019 champion as more unstoppable than normal is a terrifying description. As you can see, he's here, but I guess Rufus is not. That's right. Wrung himself out of this tournament then, basically.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was saying that is odd happening this month is for the first time in a long time, we do not see Rufus in the monthly finals. Now, when we get a bit of a break, I will definitely check out to see if maybe he didn't qualify or if he just didn't show up. But this is odd. Normally we're looking at Keev versus Rufus a lot of the time, and there's only one other person that has beaten Keev in this entire monthly finals bracket, and that is B-Boy Skyzo at the very bottom right there. But we have to see if they even get there. B-Boy Skyzo has to fight several different opponents just to get to Keev in the first place, and everybody wants a piece of this prize pool to get to that point. And I mean, look, James, the prize pool is sick. $100 each time you rise through the rankings once you get to fourth place at 100, third place at 200, second place 300, and first place $400.
Nice. It's always nice to be able to play some video games at home, play some fighting games online, win $400. I mean, you saw Keev winning 3 of those in a row, right? So that's $400 each month that he's taken home for playing some SoulCalibur online.
Yeah, and I mean, you can do the same, just like everybody else in this bracket. You can go to compete.playstation.com. It's your one-stop shop for all things PlayStation tournaments, and it is not just SoulCalibur 6, but it's a lot of other things, and I implore you to go check that out. But all of these competitors here in the monthly finals bracket had to go through a qualifier by going to compete.playstation.com, and they did so. They made it here, and they have a chance at the prize pool, not just for the monthly finals, but also for the weekly qualifiers. So, if you're interested in any of that for not only SoulCalibur, but several other games, compete.playstation.com. Don't forget it.
Yeah, and of course, it's all free to enter as well. And, if you're interested in these games and if you like playing these games, it's a good time to just kind of jump in and play, see how test your mettle against some of these stronger players, and more importantly, just get involved with the community themselves, right? So you can just start going in there and get to know some of the players, fight against them, ask for advice and such, and really join all the different fighting game communities out there, because that's where a lot of the joy of fighting games comes from, is, you know, communicating and hanging out with all the other players.
Yeah, some of the people who joined the North American Open Series first have started to branch out into tournaments outside of that, and they've been starting to terrorize the scene. It's been really, really cool to see that people, you know, come here in the Open Series, they do their thing month after month, and then they're like, all right, I think I'm pretty nice at this game, you know? So, I mean, hey, you could be the same, but we got to talk about the people for this month. Keev, Rafiki. I want to talk about Rafiki first, the challenger to Keev's throne here. Rafiki has been in several different monthly finals top 8s, is not just rocking Zaslamel, but I believe also it's Ivy, if I'm remembering correctly, is the sub character, but Rafiki will, you know, fix my face here in about 20 seconds. Win ratio at 71% is, or 70% is really, really strong here in the Open Series, because you guys can check out the wins losses. That's for all the weekly qualifiers and stuff, right? So that means Rafiki is not backing down at any challenge, basically.
70% is a pretty good amount right there, but he's going up against Keev, as I already mentioned, winner of EVO Japan 2019. So, you know, he's got a couple of big wins under his belt, I guess you can call it. But I mean, look at this. We saw 70%. We were talking about how impressive that was. 90% win rate for Keev here. And, you know, this is going to be a tough one for Rafiki, obviously the underdog here. And so much to the point that even, you know, when we asked him what his biggest accomplishment was, his response was, I don't know. So, you know, he knows he's probably an underdog coming into this match, going up against Keev. Keev, as you mentioned, as we saw earlier, the champion for the past 3 months here at the PlayStation Open Series. So can anybody take him down? We're going to find out later today. So,
you know, I really want to see the Zaslamel pick in particular in this matchup, because it's going to be Nightmare from Keev. I don't think he's going to play Amy like he used to secondary like a while back. And he's been all in on Nightmare, right? And normally I would say I want to see the Zaslamel pick because obviously I'm a Zas player and, you know, I'm biased. But this time I actually like Zas's odds versus the character Nightmare. But okay, so it's gonna be Sophie, which that might have been the secondary that I was forgetting earlier when we were talking about Rafiki.
I think he has Sofitia and Setska actually listed here. So yeah. Okay. So, but he is going to go with the Sophie instead of the Zas. Interesting. I wonder if he feels more comfortable versus Nightmare that way. But let's get into this. Keev, of course, on the first player side with the Nightmare, as expected, and Rafiki with the Sofitia.
This used to be a matchup where like people were like, "This is just straight up unwinnable for Nightmare," because he was unable to contest with a certain move from Sofitia, which when I see it, I'll call it out. It's the 6-6 aim, but it's, you know, whenever it comes up. GI right there, and up against the ledge. Can Sophie? Okay, can't get the ring out from there, unfortunately. Big damage though.
Yeah, just decided to go for the damage, and actually here we go. Oh no! Tried to chase him down on the Okazemi right there, but it looks like Keev is going to be able to take that.
Yeah, a lot of the stronger moves from Nightmare are going to be vertical, like that drill right there, you know, and already a third of the life gone. And that's just the regular version of the drill, too. That's not even the big strong version, right? And so the vertical moves is something you got to watch out for when fighting Nightmare, and I think that's why Rafiki was feeling nice and pretty about being able to step.
Ooh, nice. You saw him stepping back right there just to get outside the range. Got a small little punish there, going to activate the Soul Charge, and there we go.
Okay, yeah, the Twin Angel step right there just to get the lightning bolt. And ooh, ducks under the grab, looking like a strong match for Rafiki, and gets the AK.
Nicely done, catches him with the low right there. But of course, you know, these first few rounds, a lot of the times these players are spending a lot of the time trying to regain the information on their opponents, seeing what their tendencies are. But Rafiki here doing pretty good, keeping up with Keev, has him to the back against the wall, so Keev is going to activate the Soul Charge to try to build some distance to, you know, try to save himself from getting wrung out.
Ooh, yeah, and that's going to be nice for Rafiki. Trying to get rid of the... Oh, that's going to be a ring out, if not death already. Yeah, just going to go straight for death. Either way, it didn't matter because of the Terror Charge right there from Keev, you know? Enhanced moves for Nightmare when he's in Terror Charge, so he just does a ton of damage. He's going to get it back right here on one of my favorite moves in the game.
You can see why Nightmare is so frightening. Just the amount of damage that he can dish out at once is terrifying. Like you said, even if you just get hit by the single powered up drill, you can just lose a ton of your life.
Oh, well, or you get punched in the face and lose a ton of your life too. Pick and choose your battles around here. But Twin Angel step to try and put the pressure on, trying to use that soul charge to great effectiveness. The reversal impact is gonna miss, and the sidestep from Rafiki to stay alive.
Yeah, it was almost kind of a same Ukemi situation there, trying to catch him off the ground. Keev successfully rolling, and last time he was able to get up and get the last hit, but this time it was Rafiki. Oh, is this ring out?
That is.
Sitting here trying to pump up Rafiki, you know, in the previous round, and then Keev was like, nah, you know what? We're done here.
That is the very interesting part about that stage, is a lot of people consider it to be maybe one of the most, it's no longer the most volatile stage in the game. Because it used to be smaller back in the day. Yeah. They patched it so it's a bigger stage, so the ring out potential is a little bit less. So it's not the most volatile stage in the game, but it is still very easy to get a ring out for a character like Nightmare in his enhanced state, if you will.
Yeah, and you know, it's just one of those things that you just have to be aware of. But in that situation, when they could ring you out from pretty much halfway across, you know, inside the stage, there's like no safe spot to stand at that point in time. Yeah. And so Keev taking advantage of that, going up 1-0.
Yeah, a bit of a bigger stage on this one. A lot more movement is possible.
Yeah, and only the cliff basically on one half of the stage. The other half of the stage is all going to be walls. But, oh, boy.
One mix-up potential right here, and stepping on the shoes. Got to watch them toes.
Disrespect to the shoes, man. I mean, come on.
I just bought these, bro.
They're brand new. Oh, man.
Yeah, Nightmare doesn't care about none of that, especially after what Sophie did to Cervantes while the Soul Wedge was in his possession. It was a canon matchup. So, ooh, revenge attack right there. Yeah,
okay.
Nice use of the armor.
But was able to block in time.
Yeah, well, I mean, the interesting part about being able to block in time is it doesn't actually matter. Nightmare still gets the terror charge if the bubble goes off, so he's like he's big chilling, right? Like,
yep. He's like, that's cool, all right, but now I'm stronger. And Keev right now going up 2 rounds, just like that. And so I was trying to take this take the second game, I should say. Nice break on the follow up.
Ooh, beautiful
and the
stab.
side step.
No, okay.
Oh man. All right.
Good job from
nice
Rafiki to not roll there too. That was actually a setup to catch a roll, and Rafiki just got straight up instead.
Yeah, you see him sidestepping right now. Okay, actually gonna GI, and again, it looks like Keev trying to counter GI, re-GI, and look at this, double lethal hit, but it's not enough to kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, just barely off axis, so the combo dropped right there. I was almost certain that was going to kill if it was gonna hit. Gonna get the punish here as Keev with the guard bar. Yeah, flashing red.
Okay.
This could be Rafiki's way to make the comeback, right? Like if he's able to conserve this extra bar, and you know, maybe kind of deal that guard pressure to Keev, but not actually break it this round. That could be a way to make the comeback without issue. But yeah, there's that punisher from Nightmare.
And that's also why you see Keev trying to back off a little bit early on. He's trying to get some of that guard meter back. Goes for the RI, but a beautiful sidestep by Rafiki.
Gonna be able to catch the step. Yeah, I tried to catch the no tech on that one, and not gonna do it for Keev there. Big damage from Rafiki. He's gonna be able to get under. One mix up. Reverse ledge.
Okay. Yeah, but was able to block in time. Was a safe attack right there. But look at this, the damage from Keev all of a sudden. And now Rafiki trying to find a way to take this last hit. And you know what?
This is the plan.
This is the plan that you were talking about. Look at this, Keev starting with the yellow bar. So now Rafiki can try to get as aggressive as possible to put on that pressure. But Keev with a great start on the sidestep and starting with almost half life gone just like that.
Oh no, huge damage directly back into another soul attack. Oh, this is death because it's gonna hit the wall. Oh, sadness right there. But Nightmare's name synonymous with damage as always. And Keev capitalizing perfectly on the positioning.
Dude, both games, good fights from Rafiki, taking him down to the last round, and then the last round, Keev just reminds Rafiki who he is, you know. And first time was the ring out, quick ring out. Second time was just the perfect and the instant damage into the wall splat. And yeah, Keev is gonna take it with the 2 games that way.
Ooh,
and yeah, he's gonna switch it to Zasalamel now. So the Sofitia not working here. So we're gonna try the main.
You know, I'm just interested because it didn't feel like Sophie was doing all that poorly. It was like, you know, the last rounds were a little bit difficult, but that was because, in my personal opinion, Keev is like a connoisseur of conserving resources, right? Like, he pretty much always had at least 2 bars at the end of both of those games last rounds, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was always able to terror charge. And if you go back and you watch a lot of Keev matches, that is incredibly common. That happens all the time. Is that Keev is always ready with the extra 2 bars at the end of a set.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be one of those things that maybe you just want to go out with your main character or something like that, or, you know, test stuff out. But right now, it is not looking good for Rafiki at all. Oh, there we go. Gets the tech crouch under there and the launch. So here's a chance for some pressure, but there we go. Keev just catching with the mid. It was just kind of that. He didn't have enough life left, and it was just going to be either the low or the mid, and he guessed low.
Yeah.
And Keev went for the mid kick.
So that one right there, Rafiki tried to set up for the Vortex that Zasalamel has, and it didn't exactly pan out because Keev was standing. He tried to go for the bigger damage opportunity, and Keev was like, no, I'm not going to deal with that. But now, up against the wall, yeah, that's a wall splat.
Oh, no.
Huge damage. Soul Charge to get out of this situation right here. And I mean, Rafiki's going to get the bar back if, you know, he loses the round, but he's trying to use that 1A to get away. Oh, no, wait, you're up against the
reverse
back
ring out.
Hold on.
He's going to try to get the reverse.
Back throw. It's off axis, though, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, okay. But the damage, look at this comeback. I was about to say, you know, I was wondering about that Soul Charge activation, but it looks like it pays off. He's still able to take the round. Nicely done.
Oh my goodness, he's getting so much mileage out of that 4A. That's one of the nice parts for Zasalamel is that he pulls you in. And versus Nightmare in particular, oh, that was interesting. That move lethal hits if you do it as a combo off of GI. But if you pull in Nightmare in particular, he has a hard time fighting you back, unlike most characters. Time stop.
Just because a little bit slower speed, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Unblockable? No, it doesn't work.
All right, here we go. The Terror Charge, the Soul Charge activated. You know how much damage it can do, and you don't even have that much life.
Oh,
and
he's dead.
He gets the whip punish into death. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Rafiki tried to Akemi out of it, but unfortunately not going to be able to get away. And now Keev is currently on set point. That was an input error, but Rafiki's going to love that. Vortex situation. Wow, really? Keev has not blocked low on that Vortex situation a single time. And Rafiki finally went low, and Keev was ready for it.
It's just one of those things, once you get good at reading your opponent, that's what happens right there. Sometimes you feel like everybody's psychic, but oh, that's it right
Was that
there.
a reaction? That was okay. No, that was too much. I'm sorry. He ducked in front of Zasalamel. He saw the CE activation, and then he decided to throw. Which, if there's no curses on the opponent, the CE does not GI mids and or highs. Both of them. And so a throw is a high. And he did that like way late into the activation. So I feel like that might have been a reaction on the CE personally, but I don't know.
Yeah, but again, you know, Rafiki was looking really good here, but then all of a sudden, look at this. Halfway through the stage, instant ring out. And that last round, oh man. And that's the hardest part, right? Because he did switch to the Zas. Like you said, I think Sofitia was doing perfectly fine. It was just the way that the last round ended every single time just felt really bad. And, you know, might have been the right choice to stay with this character, but this is what Nightmare can do to you, right? You can't let a player like Keev and a character like Nightmare discourage you like that in those situations.
It's pretty hard to not let somebody like Keev discourage you. He's one of the strongest people at picking apart you as a person, right? Like, I mean, we've seen it time and time again here in the Open Series, and it kind of happened right there. And I mean, it's one of the reasons why Keev is moving on 3-0. Now, James, I gotta mention it. Okay. This is something that KP and I always notice about the EU bracket. The first round, I think in almost every single EU Open Series monthly final, has been 3-0 across the board. And we're starting out that happening again.
It's all going according to plan. Yeah, but obviously the players that are coming up, neither of them want to be at the bad end of a 3-0. So Midros and Blade of Flame coming up next, and they're definitely going to try. Oh, I mean, of course, they want to be on the good side of the 3-0 to have as little effort as possible to get in the next round, but their reward for that would be going up against Keev.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's something they can't think about right now because they have somebody in the way. Midros, Blade of Flame. We're going to talk about Blade of Flame first because, we're going to talk about Midros first. Sorry. Midros playing the Ivy out here from Croatia. Now, Midros, I believe, has been in a total of, I want to say, 1 or 2 monthly finals that I can remember off the top of my head. And this might be the reason why I was thinking Ivy earlier is probably because of Midros. Now, I think it was last month Midros did fairly well in the bracket, but I'm going to have to double check that here in a little bit. Midros, obviously, you can see the win ratio, 74%, 43 and 15. Up against Blade of Flame right here, the Tiro player. Yeah, so he took 5th last month. I was right, Midros.
Okay.
And so Blade of Flame. Now, Blade of Flame was one of the first people that we ever saw in EU Open Series. Period. Not talking about this year. I'm talking about when we first started broadcasting the monthly finals, right? Blade of Flame is also known to be one of the stronger players in EU's competition outside of the Open Series as well. Interestingly enough, now has been just tira for as long as I can remember. Really, as long as I learned about them. I think I've seen a couple of sub characters, but Tira is really the one that I got my eyes on, right, for Blade of Flame.
I mean, and they literally have random select listed as their secondary character.
That's why, right now, that's why. It's because every character is a sub character.
But I mean, also just interesting to point out, you saw the age there, 24 years old. He's the youngest player in this bracket. So as a young person, probably just jumped into the PlayStation Open Series, just trying to have some fun, and now here he is, constantly being involved and being in these top 8. So that's really awesome to see.
Yeah, no, despite Blade of Flame's age, has been terrorizing a lot of different tournaments, not even just the Open Series. That's the crazy part. So, but Midros having one of the higher placings as of last month, right? We were talking about 5th place, one of the stronger Ivies. Now, I remember, but I could be remembering wrong, that he either gave Keev or Rufus a run for the money, right? Like it was like a hard fought thing. It was one of those two. And the reason why, I remember is because it was one of those two. Those two are always the people to beat, right? So it's really something to look at when somebody is like taking them down to the wire in terms of rounds and whatnot. Now that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of excited about this match in particular is because, I've talked up Blade of Flame a little bit, and, Midros, if you haven't really been watching a lot of the Open Series, maybe you're not aware. I feel like these two are two of the stronger players that we could get in this bracket right now. To people going up against each other and in the first round.
I mean, that's what happens when you get into these top 8 situations, right? Every round that you run into, you're going to be running into one of the stronger opponents here. Mm-hmm. And so Midros, of course, talked about that a little bit as well. When we asked him what his greatest accomplishment is, he said, being able to go toe to toe with a lot of the other top players. So you were saying definitely he gave, what was it, either Keev or Rufus?
It was either Keev or Rufus last month specifically, but that's not even counting any of the other times that we've seen Midros, right? But yeah, last month specifically, still a strong feat, right?
Yeah, and so it's got to feel good in those situations, but feel a lot better to be able to take one of them out of the tournament. Can you imagine if he could win this round and then actually defeat Keev and send him to the losers bracket at this point, but at the lower bracket, I should say. Mm-hmm. But of course, he has to get past Blade of Flame first, and as you mentioned, going to be a tough one here for this round, but. Question is, are we going to see another 3-0? Are you going to place the bets here? Are we taking odds here?
We like to call it the script. We like to call it the script. And there's a very clear director who runs the script, and it's pretty clear that they have a favoring for 3-0s at the every start of EU Open Series. I don't know why. That's just how it goes, right? Like it's so weird too because like it's not even like the same people 3-0ing the same people over and over again too. It could be like the person who got 3-0'd last time will 3-0 the person like the next time. It's just the very first round, and then after that everything's a lot closer. And I just it's just the script, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's the SoulCalibur gods, you know, watching and being like, thou shalt 3-0 in round number 1 of the PlayStation Open. But again, it is the characters that we expected to see. Ivy versus Tira. And let's see how this match plays out.
Yeah, so we talk about a little bit the previous Open series, where Tira is normally not like a very common character that a lot of people get the matchup experience in. But again, Blade of Flame in particular is somebody who's kind of like everywhere in pretty much all the online circuits that they can enter or want to enter, you know? And so it's a popular character for you to play against because Blade of Flame is always there. In the EU, in EU specifically, you know, in North America, we got Tira's handful here or there, but you know, they're not nearly as prominent. I feel like in brackets everywhere in their region as Blade of Flame is in theirs.
Yeah, so in other words, if you're one of those players who want to win in Europe, you got to make sure you practice against this character, because you know this is a guy you have the potential to run into. And you can see Blade of Flame with a very strong start right now, but Midro's trying to make the comeback this round, just outside of the range.
Yeah, I like the attempt by Blade of Flame because that was the proper punish, right? Still gonna get the kill here with the Tony Hawk, but you know.
Grinding right there, you know. Going down the steps, playing some Skate 3 right now.
Interestingly enough, too, Blade of Flame actually only got one mood change. That's the mechanic for Tira, is that she you know she switches moods between jolly and gloomy, and things change depending on which mode she's in, right? And only got one that entire last round, which is very rare because like normally when a Tira is like trying to take rounds at the very beginning, they're looking to switch modes as much as possible. Blade of Flame,
that's
though.
always one of the tricky things to about this character, because it's kind of random when she switches back and forth.
It can be. It can also be. It can also be controlled by the opponent. Midros, though, definitely controlling Blade of Flame that last round for sure. Got a lot of bar to work with thanks to the lethal hits too.
But here comes Blade of Flame right now. A little good, nice little momentum right there, but good crouch under the throw, and oh no, got the retracking on the second hop right there. Was able to sidestep the first one.
Yeah, unfortunately with verticals in this game that are multi-hitting, they retrack almost every time, right? So you have to make multiple hard steps just to be able to get around them a lot of the time. Soul Charge coming out because, you know, if Midros loses this round, he'll get the bar back, right? So not super worried about the Soul Charge being a poor use of meter or anything. Did you press a button? He did! That's gonna kill!
Wow! He went for it, and yeah. That's the second meter that he spent, right? I mean, like you said, if he had lost this round, he would have started with two meters, but he decided to bet it all on that one right there, and it worked out. So he's gonna start with 0 meters right now, but if he loses this, he will gain one of those bars back.
Yeah,
this round.
I think he'll probably have a bar and a half if he loses the round due to the meter that he'll build during the round. But I mean, already a really strong start from Midros, and well, Blade of Flame is really lucky that GI was not close enough because that was a break attack, and that would not have went well.
Tried to go for the command throw right there, but Blade of Flame getting under there.
Yeah, tried to go for the mid reset on that one. The Soul Charge is finally out, but the while rising, it's gonna knock down here. One more mix-up potential. Oh, beautiful duck from Midros.
Yeah, that's again just getting right under that throw. He's been using a lot of those micro crouches right there to get under the throw, and so first game gonna go to Midros. I mean, at this point in time, Blade of Flame might as well just give up at this point, right? Because it's gonna be a 3-0.
Oh my goodness.
The first game has already determined it, right? The script, right? Can we? Are we typing into Blade of Flames? You know,
I didn't write the script. My hands, now? You can see my hands. I didn't write the script. I'm not writing it currently. Okay, I just want people to know. It must be KP because he's not here today, right? Like that's how that works.
You know what? If it doesn't happen, you can blame KP. It'll be the Katana Prime curse, right? So there you go. If Katana Prime is here, if you win the Prime match, you win the whole thing in the first round. See, it's the Prime curse.
We love you, KP. Can't wait to see you next month. He's just having some internet issues, so you know he's not here.
Yeah, but no worries, no worries. KP is the best, literally the best. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so Indian port, this is the potential for, yeah, I was gonna say, I was literally trying to say words, but I wasn't fast enough. The potential for ring out is super high because while this stage is very large horizontally, it is not vertically.
Right. And you can see right there, nice little ring out. Midros was like, you know what? I know where you're going with this, Isaiah. Let me just demo for the viewers at home right away.
Well, you know, thanks, Midros. I appreciate it. Okay, the mix-up right there from Blade of Flame, and unfortunately not picking the right Oki option, but it's going to be able to duck under the command throw. Regular throw, though, this time. Pretty rare.
But not quite enough to kill. So Blade of Flame still has the opportunity. If he can find a way, and look at that! Hopping over the low, that was beautiful! You know, you always want to go for those lows, for those quick final hits. And on Blade of Flame, just reading that, hopping right over there with the tech jump. And was able to take that round with a beautiful comeback.
Yeah, that's got to be great for Blade of Flame's morale. And I mean, you can see the momentum swing that's happening. I mean, even trying to use the frames creatively. And you'll notice that Midros, anytime their back is to the wall, immediately trying to go for a reverse ring out situation, right? Now, Ivy used to be the best at reverse ring out in the entire game. They since toned it down. But, oh, you didn't press a button, right? Please tell me. Okay.
No, he ran up and blocked. He ran up and blocked. And he's going to get the punish. So I think he was baiting it out that time. He's like, you know what? You used this to finish the round last time. And look at this. Blade of Flame trying to break the script right now. He just needs one more round. And we will be going to a 1-1 here in the opening round. A rare 1-1.
That's a rare script break if it's possible. But Midro's having a ton of meter to work with throughout this.
Yeah, but look at this lead that Blade of Flame already has. You know, gotta be careful at that range, especially for the 6-6A lethal hit right there. So getting into, you can see trying to find the right time to get in, but nice grab. Caught Blade of Flame off, just not ready for it basically. But here's the GI too far away for the follow-up.
Another pull-in right there. Was trying to go for the unblockable, but it is a high. Blade of Flame was probably expecting command grab, I want to assume, but either way, not going to matter. And that is it. The script has been broken for the first time in a long while.
There you go. Nice. And I mean, you know, obviously we joke about it, but no surprise, as you mentioned, both of these players very, very strong. So there we go. Going to take it 1-1. And remember, that game was pretty much all Blade of Flame, because if you remember, first round, the only round that Midros won was like instant ring out at the very start of the round. So I wonder, you know, if he's going to try to go for a... I wonder if he's going to try to go for a stage change here. Yeah, it looks like we are going to try to go for a new stage here. And so see where it brings us.
It's the desert stage. Okay, so big ring out potential on this one.
Yeah, we saw how volatile this was in the first set with Keev. And so here we go.
Yeah, two things usually happen to players' minds when they see this stage, when they get on the stage, is that they either need to run at each other immediately and just start boxing because they don't want to have their back to the ledge, or they're a reverse ring out character like Ivy and they're okay with pushing towards the ledge and being in that situation, right? And so, like, this situation in particular, I feel like is probably a good idea to run forward and start boxing, because Tira, I think, has enough ring out potential when your back is to the ledge that it's kind of scary. Lethal hit here, though. God, look at all that meter. Great job staying on the ground.
Yeah, staying on the ground. Didn't get caught with the tech trap right there. And, goes for the low and is going to take that round.
Yeah, and that was Midros trying to reversal edge on Wake Up right there to save himself. But reversal edge, for all of its strengths, is a little slow to start up. So you can hit the opponent before it actually happens.
So there's a little bit of that basically meaty pressure as soon as they get up. And look at this. Speaking of pressure, you were talking about going in and boxing, but here we go. Goes for the RE. Wow, goes for the crouching option. What a read on the horizontal on the A off of the RE. Gonna get that punish, and now Blade of Flame looking so strong after that one ring out. Has taken 5 rounds straight.
Ooh, and in the dead zone right there too for the hold, and so that's going to allow Blade of Flame to move forward. But Midro's fighting beautifully. You know, that's another one of the strengths of Ivy, is that, like, you know, if you're playing this character, you definitely need to know how to fight up close despite a lot of her zoning tools, because she is going to pull you in, and she is a grappler in theory. Oh, tried to use tried to use the CE, and because of that, lost a bar. And Blade of Flame was looking for the Soul Charge on Wake Up there. Not gonna happen. Dropping the combo though.
Okay, yeah. Didn't know sidestep in time, and
that's sadness.
And again, look at this, the domination now from Blade of Flame. Maybe he was just one game late from the script, because right now he's rattled off 6 rounds in a row. And like I said, the only round that he didn't win previous to that was just a run up to the edge, get reverse rung out, and that was it. So, so far right now, Blade of Flame looking very dominant now, just taking the momentum away from Midros completely.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get your coffee in the morning, I guess, right? Like, that's just how it is. Like, well, I mean, for Blade of Flame and the rest of EU, it's not the morning.
Yeah,
but...
it's not morning. It's morning for us, okay?
I always like to make that joke, but it never works because we always do the EU broadcast first, and it's always, like, never correct.
We're the ones eating our breakfast donuts over here, okay? EU's already eating their dinners and such, so... Oh, man.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what it was for Blade of Flame. I just got a nice dinner, and then is now metabolized.
Oof, yeah, definitely going in there and has all the momentum at this point in time. Let's see if Midros can make any sort of adjustments or something. Try to figure out what Blade of Flame is doing here. Blade of Flame going for the GI right there, and Midros just kind of chipping away at the life, but nothing major right now. And I feel like oh, never mind, actually.
Yeah, I think one thing we've noticed from the get-go is that Blade of Flame in particular has been, the second he gets to about like range 1, range 0, he ducks a lot, right? He does like a twitch duck to try and get under maybe command grab or any other sort of high, and that's been working out super well. But Midro started to just straight up go for mids as much as possible to not worry about that in the last.
But here we go, back against the wall, and you see Blade of Flame. Yeah, see, you talked about how good she is at reverse ringing out, and so you see Blade of Flame backing off, just doesn't even want to take that risk, telling Midros, you got to come at me, basically.
That's one of the things where, like, you've been playing fighting games long enough that you know how to ask yourself the question, what is the one way I could lose? And, that would have been it, but now that Midros was able to catch Blade of Flame running away, straight into the sea and straight into a round.
Yep. It was nice, too, because Blade of Flame was backing away. We saw, and Midros kind of read that defensive play and ran up and immediately got the command throw, and that kind of shifted the momentum into Midros' favor. And now you can see here, Midros rattling off 2 rounds in a row. Oh, but again, starting the round off with a lethal hit is Blade of Flame.
Oh, and another one. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a real strong start to this round for Blade of Flame, and an incredible use of meters. He's going to work on a perfect here, yeah. Didn't get the perfect because there's also the self-damage that Tyr does on top of the... I think Midros got some chip in there, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but it was virtually a perfect, but here we go. The command grab actually changed a lot of the momentum last time. Let's see if it pays off the same way. Nice, stays under there.
Ooh, just getting counter hit left and right. This is really not good for Blade of Flame right now. No health to work with, and he's gonna have to make all the right decisions. Now he is in Gloomy Coda. This is the superpowered Tyr mode. She is basically in a permanent Soul Star charge state. Permanent has a caveat though. If she switches moods, you are not actually in Soul Charge anymore.
Ooh, too far away, but the follow-up kick is gonna connect. And Midros.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I was just about to say they tied it up, so that was all. But
that fake out, I have not seen that in a hot minute. Normally, people are too reactionary to get tricked by that, but I think Midros was playing on the fact that Blade of Flame was so far down that he was too scared to be able to react to anything coming up because he just went straight into it. And normally you're expecting the rest of the string there from Ivy, but no, not that time.
Okay, well, look at this. We've not only defied the 3-0, but we've gotten ourselves to a 2-2. So it's going to be the final game between these two players right now. I'm curious right now. The stages have been a major factor because there's always been the ring out potential. Nope, we're back to this stage again. So more ring out potential here.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the back to it, is that we were back on Indian Port, and I mean, remember how well Blade of Flame did on this stage.
And it looks like he's going to try to continue that. That's not RE safe, so going to have to deal with the RE. mix up here. Goes for the horizontal again.
Okay.
Oh, almost.
Yeah. I was real worried for Blade of Flame right there, but you know, up against the wall here. Now, I don't remember what Tira's reverse ring out potential is, if she even has any. So yeah, you notice that just tries to get away from the wall immediately.
Oh, nice.
What a stab.
Side step. Not enough to kill. Goes for the mid, and then the side step. Wow, nicely done by Blade of Flame.
Yeah, try to use
Goes
the
for
mid.
the step guard.
Yeah, try to use the mid to finish off that round, because earlier, you know, James, you were talking about the quick hits to just try to finish rounds out, and a lot of the time for when people do it, it's a low. But, you know, Midros blocked the mid, and looking real strong in this round.
Back with the vertical, yeah. But again, you know, the step guard right there to end the round, last round for Blade of Flame. But now at this point, Midros with a good life lead. Look at this.
Yeah, caught him at a reversal edge. That's really important for Midros because that keeps the pressure going. Yeah, I mean, if that reversal edge connected, that may have been, you know, kind of like a tide switch. Not the case here as we go up a round apiece. Is this going to go to final round too, not just final game? Like,
I mean, we hope so, right? We always want to see some close matches here. Goes in for the slide kick right there. Again, those nice side steps and the good reaction. And here we go, powered up.
Yeah, and the best part
both
about
of them in Soul Charge now.
Yeah, the best part about the resource usage right here is that Midros can afford to use that amount of bar, right? Because he was already a bar up on Blade of Flame. If he loses, he was going to get the bar back, but now he's also got a big lead thanks to the CE combo. Well, that lead is going to change real fast.
All right, Soul Charge over now. Nice crouch, and got the punish there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Midros, that Blade of Flame was in the air, and there's that low you were talking about.
This time was the low. Yep, exactly. So previous time was the mid, and that's the little mix-up there. You know, once you're down to that last hit, it's almost I always like to call it kind of like an unwinnable situation, you know, because you're just gonna get hit by one of those two.
Yeah, it's KP and I always talk about it. You know, the entire moveset becomes a mix-up at that point. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter how unsafe you think it is. It is a mix-up because you will die if you don't guess right. Soul Charge out.
Yeah, we say that because, you know, when you do have enough life, a lot of the times you just eat a lot of those quick lows because they don't lead to big combos or damage, right? But look at this Blade of Flame about to take this.
The Ukemi goes for the suit. Oh my goodness, super unfortunate right there. The one time Midros tries to Ukemi on that one, and Blade of Flame completely ready for it there.
Yeah, so there you go. And we didn't get the last round,
Not this time.
Definitely at least got the last game. So 3-2, Blade of Flame taking it. And so good job to him, and a good match here in the first round to start off the day. No 3-0s, no script right now, so.
Oof, yeah, I mean, like, EU is usually pretty consistent about that, but when I saw this matchup in the bracket, I was worried about its validity. And they gave me the match I was expecting for sure.
Yeah, and I think this
right
was
here.
just the quick
There it
ring
is.
out. Yeah, exactly. But after then it just became the Blade of Flame show for a while here. You can see that beautiful comeback where he tech hopped over the low, and I felt like that was such a momentum change. But then Midros was able to come back here in game number 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes you make a comeback like that and you really feel yourself. But Midros, just, you know, taking a deep breath in between games and showing that composure that got him that 5th place last time, right? Like, remember, Midros may have lost the set, but the prowess that they showed in the previous Open Series tells me that there is a good chance that they could go much, much further.
There you go. Well, his reward, Blade of Flame's reward, is going to be going forward, and he will have to fight Keev. And, you know, we asked what his best accomplishment was, and he says, I'll let you know when I achieve something great. Maybe today's that day. He can take Keev out and get into winners finals, win one more match, get to grand finals. I mean, this could be the day for him, right?
I mean, not impossible. I really don't think it's impossible for Blade of Flame to be able to do it. It's going to be very difficult. It's very difficult.
Are we gonna let him do this 4 months in a row? Is that what's gonna happen here? No, come on, man. We gotta get the upsets coming here. No Rufus in the bracket, as you mentioned, and so, you know, one of these other guys got to step up, and why not have it be Blade of Flame? This is I'm telling you, this is his time. No pressure, Blade of Flame. No pressure at all.
I mean, look, we'll get to that. We still have a couple other matches. Now, we have Apoc Revolution. Now, this is Raphael right here. Apoc Revolution is one of the EU Raphaels for online. Now, I believe at one point he was like ranked 1 Raphael on the leaderboards or something EU. It's wild.
Yep.
Like I think he's only entered one of these open series for this qualifier.
And look at that record.
Yeah, it was 10-1. It was 10-1. He only needed to qualify one time and he did so.
Yep. And he definitely says that he did reach rank number 1 with Raphael on PSN. So there you go, and has stated winning some of those ESL online tournaments as well. But going up against Xavier Carbo here. And it's going to be coming with the Siegfried, one of my weaknesses. Oh man, I hate fighting this character. Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that at some point. Xavier Carbo has actually been in the EU monthly final several times at this point, right? We've definitely seen Xavier Carbo, and there was one particular match, I think it was last month, where he pulled out the wild stuff. Like he played the what do you want to call it, the degenerate Siegfried that time, which was a little bit different, but I liked it because it showed adaptation, right? It showed learning that like you're trying to switch up the style if the other thing doesn't work, kind of deal. And so that that straight up told me like, hey, Xavier Carbo can really learn to what he needs to do. And so I'm curious as to how he goes into this, because he's going up against Raphael in Apoc Revolution. And Raphael, for those of you who don't know, is quite honestly just a big knowledge check character. If you don't know about Raphael, he is going to look like the strongest character you've ever played against, actually.
Yeah, I know. Most of the time I talk to people, they all kind of hate fighting Raphael. It's one of those characters that has so many options. It's just good. Good. I mean, look, I already said. So in other words, I'm going to be rooting for the Raphael to beat Siegfried. You're going to be rooting for the Siegfried to beat Raphael, right? That's
well, how it goes. I mean, I love Siegfried. I think that character's cool.
Dude, because I'm glad I prefaced the fact that he's my demon opponent, because I wanted to say all Siegfrieds are degenerate, but
oh my goodness,
no. No, all the Siegfried players in the chat now are gonna basically come after me here at this point in time. So
the bounty on James Chen's head in the Siegfried Discord is gonna be too much.
Yeah, I mean Siegfried, obviously just a character with really, really good range, and I just feel like has one of the best pressure games once he knocks you down. And it's just you have, again, he's another character, kind of a knowledge check character himself, right? Because he's got so many of the stance transitions. You got to know where those stance transitions are coming from. You got to know how to interrupt them. But he's also got just a lot of really, really great options to keep it mixed up once he gets the pressure going. So, and again, just that range that he has is terrifying.
He's also got the big comeback mechanic in the Dark Legacy, right? Like he gets the stacks, he just starts looking at his hand, he gets real my hand, and he gets powered up similar to how Nightmare has Terror Charge, right? So that's the big comeback factor for the character. And you were talking about the knowledge check and trying to figure out how to interrupt transitions, or at least know what he can do off of transitions. That is where the knowledge check comes in tenfold. Because if he has Dark Legacy and he's doing a transition, then there's a good chance you might get 50-50 high-low, or like mid-low. And if you guess wrong, you get lethal hit. So it's like, it's real scary.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously outside of Maxi, I feel like Siegfried has, is one of the most stance transition heavy characters, like him and Talum, obviously, but... Oh man, if you don't know where those stance transitions are coming, it feels like he always has his turn, right? Because it just feels like he's always coming at you. So you have to know where to interrupt him. Otherwise, he will take advantage of that. Of course, all these players, if you're at this point in time in the top 8 of the PlayStation Open finals here, you will definitely have that knowledge for the characters.
Well, you better at least, because if you don't, you're going to be running into this right here. Look at the wall damage. Watch the damage. Ooh,
Dude, Siegfried's
chunky.
wall combos are brutal, man. That character, when he gets you at the wall, you have to be so scared. And, you know, last set, we saw nothing but, like, wallless stages and ring outs everywhere. And then, you know, we get a Siegfried here, and we have all walls.
Well, I mean, you know, another character that I think does pretty well with walls is Raph, actually, because his combos take like 20 years if you're doing all the different just frame types and stuff, and it can amount to a lot of damage if he hits you on the wall because of it. But again, no punish on the low, crouching twice.
Oh, nice, and you see the evasion right there. Yeah, going right under the AGA.
Yeah, AGA is a high, and well, so interestingly enough, that evade can evade some mids depending on how like high up they are, and so that evasion is normally meant for the high specifically, but it goes real low. Oof. Yeah, and there's those stance mix-ups we were talking about a little bit earlier. Xavier Carbo using them with great effectiveness.
Oh wow. Yeah, and stayed on the ground right there, was able to crouch under. Has now Xavier Carbo with the back against the wall. You see him trying to maintain that position right now, but Xavier Carbo able to get around there now and actually has Apoc Revolution with the back against the wall, and nice sidestep for the punish and the round.
Mm-hmm. That's what we've noticed from Xavier Carbo is that he has sidestepped that particular situation multiple times, and that's why right there Apoc Revolution went for the horizontal option, is because he's been sidestepping that exact situation at least 2 to 3 times in the previous set of rounds. Now, a lot of bar, though.
Plus frames on the... Oh, yeah, they're both sitting on a lot of meter right now. Neither of them have decided to use anything here. Just going for the low throws all day.
Dark Legacy Bubble. Look at the chip damage right there. Reverse Ledge, and was actually able to hit in between. Big launch, though. Okay, try to go for the mix-up. Soul Charge comes out.
Reset to the neutral here. Goes in, gets the hit. Oh, no tech off of the flapjack right there, and Xavier Carbo's gonna tie it up 2-2.
Yeah, now Apoc does have the 2 bars right there, but ooh, okay, that was actually a lot better than what could have happened. I think that might have been the proper option for Apoc to try to reverse ledge there, because I think it turned Raphael around. Which, if you get hit by that move from Siegfried when you're back turned, it's a lethal hit, and you're already back turned, so you're taking a ton of damage anyway.
Oh, man, speaking of taking a ton of damage, Apoc Revolution right now, just 1 or 2 hits away from taking this. Goes for the throw, nice tech.
Soul attack.
Oh, and found the right time to get the soul attack. Gets the lethal hit. This is gonna be big damage here, not enough to kill.
One hit between both of them. Great interruption right there.
Wait, what did he try? What did he try? He was trying to low. Yeah, he ducked. He was trying to block the low kick afterwards. Yeah, so he was scared about the low kick off of the evasion, but instead going with the mid. Yeah, man, and there he goes. So, game 1.
That's hard.
In the yeah.
Now, you notice a lot of mix-ups right there, specifically from Apoc Revolution 2. So the very first 2 rounds, he only did back throw, right? And then you notice the second soul charge happened in the very last round, forward throw was the only throw he went to afterwards. The first one went through just fine, but the second one, immediately Xavier Carbo was like, no, that's the big damage. I don't want to deal with that, right? Because he's in soul charge, so you get poked quite a bit. And then the same thing happened with the stepping situation, or versus the low, which is exactly what killed Xavier Carbo. Was that he went into 6B, you're in prep, and you think, okay, I've sidestepped the vertical option just about every time. You're probably not going for it. You're probably going for the low, so I'm gonna duck. And then did not work out, unfortunately. And so that shows
the vertical again. Yeah.
That shows Apoc is the kind of Raphael who is very willing to condition you and act accordingly. So it's up to Xavier Carbo to not follow the rule set that Apoc is trying to bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the name of this whole game, right? It's just conditioning people, reading what they want to do.
Oh, another chance at it? Okay.
Ooh. Sidestepping there. Here comes the RE, and it's just going to be enough to kill. Doesn't even need to go into the little mini game afterwards. Xavier Carbo taking round number 1. Oh, but the nice launch here goes into the force block situation. Got the hit. And look at this Half-Life, and you see the evasion stance again coming into play, going right under Apoc Revolution, firing on all cylinders right now. But unfortunately, here comes the lethal hit.
The mix-up, it's low again. Oh no, yeah, up against the wall, Dark Legacy right there, damage, one more mix-up, it's the low, and this was what we were talking about, James.
This is what I he knocks you down, and it's just, you are so terrified for your life at that point, and you see the tech crouch right there. Oh, but the counter hit combo right now, the stun combo for Apoc Revolution, dunks him right out of the ring. Oh.
You know, I may hate Raphael, but when somebody knows the stage awareness, there is nothing I can do but commend them. That was super good from Apoc Revolution to be like, okay, so if I just do the kick, he'll go back into Axis and get the wall splat, then I can ring out. And that was just the correct option through and through.
Yeah. Oh god, going with that low all the time. Off of the side hold stance, I believe it's the side hold stance there. I always forget the names of all of Siegfried's stances because he's got like 4 of them.
Yeah, he's got chief hold, reverse side hold, and base hold. So
right.
Amy.
Here we go. Just needs the one hit. There's that quick low. Yep. We talked about that's the perfect round ender right there, and so Carbo now gonna tie it up 1-1.
Mm-hmm. And that's also what we like to call a big body 2A in this game. So like everybody has universal like moves and whatnot. So like the crouching A's, most characters, they're not true lows, but if you're a big body like Siegfried or Astroth, yours actually is a real low. And so it's a little bit different, you know, but it's to help those guys who you know got slower moves and whatnot to actually be able to mix you up. So that becomes real. Like it's one of my faster options is a real low, and it's not going to be so easily punished. And that's what Xavier Carbo ended up going to.
Right. So tied 1-1 here again. Breaking script. No more script. We've taken the script. We've thrown it away. No more 3-0s in the first round. For the rest of the Sony PlayStation tournament open here.
I'm going to tell KP when he comes back, and he's going to be like, you're joking. You're lying to me.
I don't believe you. Oh, man. Yeah, but see right there, you see poking with a little bit of lows. Like I said, though, when you're not about to die, you just kind of take those. It's almost like taking block chip damage, you know, in your more traditional 2D fighters. You just kind of accept that you're going to get hit by them, and you can't let them, you know, condition you so much that you crouch and get hit by the big launchers.
Mm-hmm. Well, now he's starting to go towards a little bit more lows than the mids as Apoc Revolution, and I mean that's what closed out that round right there.
Right.
And yeah, you see another low.
Yeah, again, another low. So actually, you know, obviously, as I was saying, you know, you generally just kind of take a lot of those lows, but if you do that every single time, then your opponent's just going to chip away at you little by little pretty consistently. So you got to try to defend against it at some point in time. And speaking of lows, here we go. And then the throw as well. Nice block. Okay. Knew that low was coming after the kick, after the spin kick.
Oh,
good sidestep. Oh, and but the Ari interrupted it.
Oh, okay. It was Ukemi to the side, not Ukemi back. If it was Ukemi back, that might have been the thing. But I think Apoc was trying to go for maybe Soul Attack rather than CE, which is a very similar input. So that happens a lot.
Yeah, it's back in all 3 attack buttons or just regular all 3 attack buttons. And if you accidentally hit those 3 before you hit the back, there comes the super instead of the soul charge. But here's the big lethal hit. Oh no!
Big drop. And he's going to build some Dark Legacy stacks here. So these Dark Legacy stacks are solely for the next round because he's already in Dark Legacy activation, right? So he wants to set next round to be as good as possible.
Nice! You see that little micro crouch to go under the hop kick, and he gets the punish. Apoc Revolution making up for that dropped combo. And now he's up 2-1. Xavier Carbo, though, with a lot of meter. How is he going to spend some of this? Nope, he's just going to keep going with the pressure for now. And like we said, he's so scary at this point. Nice. Goes right under there and gets the throw, the crouching throw.
Ooh, yeah, and he is starting to hit sidestep a lot of these verticals here. All the 6Bs, the bleed. One of my favorite moves, just because of what he said. He just goes, bleed.
Okay. Oh, no, he got hit by the kick that time. Last time he was able to block it. Maybe he wasn't expecting him to go for the follow-up kick.
Yeah, that's usually what happens, right? You kind of convince yourself that like, hey, you know, I showed him last time that this isn't gonna work, so obviously he's not gonna do it this time, right? And then the opponent does it anyway, and then you're the one who's bamboozled.
It's like we said, conditioning in this game, man. And then on the opposite end, can't let yourself be conditioned.
Full soul charge activation. Oh, big hit right there for Xavier Carbo, and he kind of just can back off and be okay, but the retracking on the base hold slide. Oh my goodness.
You saw him like crouching, he's like facing the other way, and then he was like came right back at him, and you know, the first sidestep was there, and he thought he had the green light for the punish, but the base hold charge came out in time and was able to take that. So Carbo going up 2-1 over Apoc Revolution.
Apoc Revolution was trying to follow all the traffic signals, right? All the signs. Like, he saw every stop sign, he saw the red light, and then finally it turned green. He looked both ways, and he was like, all right, okay, I think I'm good, you know? But the problem is, you have to look both ways twice. Otherwise, that car is going to show up out of nowhere.
Oh, man. Definitely got run over there. And now Xavier Carbo with match game at this point. So let's see what Apoc Revolution can do here. If he can bring it to another 2-3 here in round 1. Can we do this? Can we do this? Can we get
I'm here for it. I really am. Oh, and we have the newest, biggest stage.
Yeah.
So
Such an interesting stage shape as well. You know, it's like more of a triangle than anything.
I mean, no, it definitely is a triangle. You're 100% correct on that one. I remember when the stage came out too. Like, I was like, oh man, we're never gonna see a ring out on this stage, because we were doing a monthly finals broadcast, and I was talking to KP. I was like, I don't think we're ever gonna see a ring out on the stage. It's so big. And then I commentated Wednesday Night Fights like an hour after the monthly broadcast, and I saw like 8 ring outs on the stage, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the thing, right? The positioning in this game, and of course the freeform movement of this. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's so funny too, because I know a lot of people who are less familiar with the game, when they watch this, they think the ring outs are really cheap and stuff. But you know, so much of the movement in this game, positioning, is so controllable that really, a lot of the times, okay, sometimes like what we saw in the first match against Keev, it's not your fault. But a lot of the times when you do get rung out, it is kind of your fault.
Nah, I wholeheartedly agree. This game is all about movement. Movement is king here, for sure. But, I mean, Xavier Carbo already up 2. I mean, movement can definitely be attributed to that because a lot of the vertical stepping versus Raphael. Now, I know one of the big memes is that Raphael's verticals are like all of his strongest buttons, so you should just always be sidestepping. Well, not entirely true. It is very strong still. Oh, got caught, and that's going to kill.
That's it, right? So right now, Apoc Revolution fighting for his life, down 2 rounds and down 2 rounds in 2 games. So literally back against the wall. If he loses a single round, he's out of this tournament for this game. But look at this. This is the big damage that you can get off of the counter hits from Raphael. Again, oh no.
Oh, yeah. And he's just going for the mix-up on this one. This should do it right here. That is the perfect way for Apoc to win, because Xavier Carbo is going to bleed at meter because he didn't use one, and Apoc did not have to use any bar to secure that win, right? So now he's got technically 2 bars. I know it doesn't look like that, but he's going to build that meter anyway.
Yeah, it's just going to fill up real soon right now. Oh, God, got caught by the AGA.
Oh, beautiful parry right there. But, yeah, I mean, I can sidestep as well, says Apoc Revolution's gonna soul charge right here for the splat. It's mix-up time.
Oh, okay, just goes for the throw, and look at that. Nice escape, but here we go. Pressure situation, and gonna get a soul charge now from Xavier Carbo. And here comes Siegfried. We see the sidestep into the CE. This is gonna kill. And Apoc Revolution with 3 rounds straight to stay alive. We are indeed going to a game number 5.
Let's go. Step. Not just the step, but the reaction to activate Critical Edge the second he saw that the step was successful.
Dude, it was so fast. It was so fast. It was just like step CE. That was it. And look at that. Like I said, back against the wall, and here he is tying it up at 2-2. The lead completely eradicated now. We're going to the final game.
This is an open series bracket. Let me tell you, James. I did not wake up today expecting this level of strength, but I am here for it. Let's continue, please.
And of course, no character changes, none expected. I didn't see the stage that they end up at.
Oh, I actually missed it too. I actually missed it too. You know, but I mean, that could spell a lot of doom depending on what they get. Okay, So Geralt stage.
Yeah.
Make sure to toss a coin as we get into the last game here. Ooh.
This is always an odd stage because it's got low walls, high walls, and then just ring out edges depending on where you are on the stage.
I believe as of the patch that increased the size of both the desert stage and the raft stage, it's oh no, hold up. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe he was over the small one. This is now the smallest stage, if I remember correctly.
Right.
By dimensions, but I could be wrong about that. Oh, what a jump with that read! Are you
read the low follow and just hopped right over it, and now after having back against the wall, Apoc Revolution officially with the lead. One round.
Oh
It's
no.
only-
Okay.
Whoa.
If he was like a step back, if he was one step back, that would have rung out.
Yep, that would have been a pure dunk right there. He would have been having his own donuts there, dunking them into the coffee over there. Of course, it is dinner time for them, not breakfast.
And, people like dinner for breakfast. You know.
I definitely have donuts for dinner a lot. Look, I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want, okay?
Yeah, and right there, I think Apoc Revolution knows that the 4B, the little stab that dunked him last time, is the only thing that could have launched him into death. So he was just blocking in that situation. He was like, nope, I'm not getting reverse rung out. I am just gonna chill here. And I mean, look what it's afforded to him, right? He's not dead, and he has control up until this moment.
Oh boy, yeah, that's actually a good side switch. Gets the big launch, but not gonna get the ring out. But just needs one hit. Nice block on the low, but two lows back to back. I mean, he blocked the low, but no counters afterwards.
And yeah, I mean, Apoc Revolution was looking for the mid option afterward, or the headbutt that Siegfried does afterwards.
Right.
Gets the just frame on this, gets some good damage here.
Plus frames there, catches him sidestepping. Here we go, soul charge now. We know how dangerous you can be once you get this activated, but the tech crouch actually did not work there, was actually clipped. Goes for the low, gotta watch out, but look at this, offense right now from Carbo won't try, who's trying not to give up the pressure, but here we are, we getting the final game, final round that we wanted from the last match, and it's happening here between Xavier Carbo, Apoc Revolution, let's go.
Oh, and did he Ukemi? He did! And so that's big damage. So right there, if you don't Ukemi, it still hits, but you don't get full animation. If you Ukemi here, it hits and that happens to your life bar, plus he gets 6 Dark Legacy stacks.
And so once again, soul charge activated, got caught, then got thrown. Look at this.
Go for guaranteed damage. That's gonna leave Apoc Revolution alive.
Yeah, back to the wall. I mean, this back to the wall again for Apoc Revolution. He made the craziest comeback. Can he do it again? He's gonna have to do it against Xavier Carbo. The soul charge, and it's not gonna happen. Got the sidestep clipped by the AGA, and there you go. Xavier Carbo's gonna take it in the last game, last round here in the PlayStation Open Series tournaments. Woo! Man.
Yeah, you mentioned something earlier in this set that, Apoc has definitely been making comebacks. And so when he left him alive right there, he didn't take the guaranteed damage after the flapjack. I was like, oh no, like this is definitely possible. He is in soul charge. Like, but it worked out right there. Xavier Carbo able to clutch it out in the final round, which, I mean, to be honest, Apoc looks incredibly strong in the very first game. Like, it looks like Apoc was maybe like a couple steps ahead at first.
Right, but look at this. This is the comeback sequence right here. He was down completely 2 rounds to get, but there was that sidestep into instant CE. Even watching the replay, knowing what was gonna happen, it still looked ridiculously fast. And then here in the last game, they took it to the very, very end. That hop was beautiful by Apoc Revolution, but unfortunately, this Ukemi trap right here caught him. You had talked about how much damage this does. Look at the life just melting. Oh. Well,
I mean, still, like the life bar was like nearly halved just by that one thing. And then he was trying to step away, but the AGA was able to catch. And Xavier Carbo is going to be moving on. And we now only have one more match to be able to solidify the next set of rounds. But we do have an update in the lower bracket. Midro's 3-0 over Rafiki. So unfortunately, Rafiki is going to be going out here. But, made it to the monthly final top 8 is difficult because you do have to not only go through the weekly qualifiers, but you also have to go through a bracket before we even start the broadcast. So that, you have to beat a bunch of people just to get here in the first place. Right?
Yeah, and of course, they're all still fighting for that $400 first prize, as you mentioned. And again, shout outs to the PlayStation Open Series here, you know, giving good amounts for each position right there, 400, 300, 200, 100 for first through fourth place, you know, a good amount there. It's not, you know, the first place doesn't get like 70% of the pot or anything like that. So, you know, always love spreading the love between the players that, you know, perform well at these tournaments.
All right, James, I mentioned it earlier. B-Boy Skyzo is one of the only people in the whole of the Open Series that has defeated Keev and actually even sent him out of the tournament before. Now, I'm not just talking about like an upper bracket, like send him to lower bracket. I'm talking about has like eliminated Keev before. This is B-Boy Skyzo. This is one of the strongest Sophie players in SoulCalibur 6. I'm not just talking, like, I know we're looking at EU right now, but I mean, I think the wins and losses probably speak for itself, right?
118 matches. So this guy, you can obviously see, has been putting in the time and the effort, and coming out of 118 matches with an 80% win rate is pretty ridiculous.
However, going to be going up against Nicotine. Now, Nicotine has not showed up in a monthly final in a little bit. I do remember that he was in a couple other monthly finals, maybe just one, but he was definitely here before. And I can't remember the last time, though, it had been. But, you know, Valdo on the other side, this is a character that a lot of people like to talk about because of how quirky he is.
Yeah, now I don't know if we saw that on his card. I didn't see that, but he did list himself as 69 years old. So, you know, he's been playing.
Definitely real.
SoulCalibur. Yeah, he's been playing for quite some time, I think. So, no, but obviously Voldo definitely. I mean, you want to talk knowledge check characters, right? I mean, that's the kind of, there's knowledge check of like understanding the stances from Siegfried, but you know, you can still generally, you know, okay, I got to sidestep the horizontals, crouch, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, crouch against his horizontals, etc. Voldo is just one of those characters that if you come in here expecting to try to play regular, normal, fundamental SoulCalibur, small caliber style, it's not going to work. So
it is definitely a different game that he is trying to play, for sure.
Yeah. And again, like, I feel like you also have to be a certain kind of person to be a Voldo player, like kind of like the same thing if you're a Yoshimitsu player, you kind of have to be a little bit of a troll, so, you know.
Okay, all right. I was about to say, what are you insinuating, good sir? But no, all right, okay, that came to a head pretty nicely. Would you say that Valdo players, like Yoshimitsu players, need to drink glue on the daily to sustain themselves?
I have definitely heard that about Yoshimitsu players quite often.
But I'm asking about
including,
Valdo. I'm asking about Valdo.
Yeah, including from Yoshimitsu players, by the way.
Yes, the
But
Yoshimitsu players are the ones who started that meme.
And Voldo is definitely in that. I mean, look, Voldo is one of those characters that, you know, you kind of have to just disrespect the opponent, right? I mean, obviously, you know, with the frame data and everything, there's turns and all these things like that. But you know, you just got to just do your thing when you're Voldo and just go at people, and especially go into the Volvo stance right away and just run them over. The drive-by, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very apt. He just straight up runs over you. But a beautiful duck right there, no punish. And I mean, Nicotine still has the pressure because up against the ledge here, mix-up potential could be. Yeah, I love that from B-Boy Skyzo. So stayed on the ground and kept rolling, right? So you don't have to deal with the ring-out potential. Ooh, tried to super freak to be able to get away, but unfortunately the follow-up was ready. And, well, speaking of...
hit. Oh. Okay, here we go. Yep, and of course, since Voldo back turn is one of his, you know, main stances, he's one of the only characters who can tech while facing backwards.
Only 2 characters in the game can tech throws while facing backwards. It's Valdo and Astaroth, so... Ooh, reverse ledge comes out. And yeah, I was going to say, I wasn't even looking at the timer, but the timer actually became a factor. We haven't had that happen so far.
Yeah, and nice decision to go with the RE at the end over there. Obviously, being able to, you know, kill from the damage of connecting the RE. Gets the GI, goes for the break attack afterwards, but Skyzo staying patient afterwards, not trying to go for a re-GI.
Yeah, super freak right there to be able to get away. No punish, and then the lethal, but no! Big drop right
players.
there.
Yeah. Oh, I almost thought he got thrown, but got the soul charge just in time. Had it been a little bit later, he might have actually just lost the soul charge.
Well, he went for your guard impact that time, so luckily it was kind of safe relatively right there, but he's going to be able to run away. Yeah, the 6-6A, that was the move we were talking about being probably prevalent versus Nightmare, but it's honestly just one of her best moves in general, that move right there, the running A. It's going to show up in every matchup. It's just... versus Nightmare in particular, it's usually a lot better.
Yeah, trust me, I've been hit by that move a billion times. So.
It's quite good. Just playing that small caliber game. I mean, they're just trading blows back and forth. There's not really a whole lot going on. And I mean, you cheeky,
that's a bait?
cheeky Voldo.
Oh boy. Okay, so gonna get a big life lead here, but actually not even that big of a life lead. Oh, goes for the hopping throw, not enough to kill. Oh boy. Oh man, I was so scared of Magic Pixel comeback moment, but again, you just can't be scared as a Voldo and just go in there in the Mantis stance and just go at him.
You know, B-Boy Skyzo ended up pressing a button which made it so that that throw looked super weird because it grabbed way further away than it should have.
Right.
Oh, but the unblockable's gonna connect after the Super Freak. Yeah, I feel like your only choice is to Super Freak again to be able to get away from the unblockable at that point.
Yeah, and it looks like he wasn't ready for it. Wow, he just micro-crouched, was able to stand up and block the mid in time, but that life lead from B-Boy Skyzo, oh, that's rough. But here we go. Gonna be coming in here, both players with basically full resources at this point. Neither of them choosing to activate Soul Charge just yet.
Steps right back into the low right there, and the automatic GI. Okay, is this gonna be Soul Charge? Yep. Okay, blind stance right here. Tried to expect Soul Charge from B-Boy Skyzo, but did not actually come out. And, you know, that's important patience from B-Boy Skyzo. That shows that he's not afraid yet.
Okay, here we go. The Soul Charge activation from B-Boy Skyzo.
Oh, got caught out of the CE! That took the bar. That means Nicotine has no more comeback factor. It's all on the normal decisions.
Oh, dang. I didn't even notice. Yeah, you're right. I looked up and suddenly he had 0 meters. And again, you know, that's the scary thing. A lot of those moves, even including Soul Charge, has that little bit of startup. And sometimes you'd be like, I Soul Charged. And yeah, you were right. You did. And you got hit out of the beginning of it and you've lost your meter. And that's brutal because, like you said, there goes the comeback factor in Voldo. His CE is an excellent whiff punishing tool, especially when I think it's when he's in the reverse.
Yeah. So when he's in back turn stance, his CE is actually 12 frames. So it is tied for the fastest.
And has like more range too as well.
Yeah.
So it just
I think he
like
loses damage as compensation if I remember correctly, but I'd have to double check that.
Yeah, but losing that meter meant he didn't have access to the CE in front turn, back turn, wherever. He just didn't have it anymore. So B-Boy Skyzo gonna take that first game, but a very close one right there, going down to basically the final blow. Here we go.
Well, I mean, that's only one game. We got a whole set ahead of us, and we know that the script is no longer real. So the chances of a long game is totally possible again.
Yep. But B-Boy Skyzo's like, no, I'm going to try to get back to the script. And you see him walking away from the ledge right there, backing away. Just, you know, doesn't want to risk any sort of ring out situations. Let's go to the wall, even though Voldo can be terrifying at the wall. Ooh, trying to go for an unblockable.
You know, it's really interesting. So B-Boy Skyzo, when he first showed up, he's also one of the longest running Open Series players, right? He's one of the first people who ever entered this whole thing.
Yeah, we saw the 118 matches, right?
yeah. Well, the one of the first things that we ever learned about B-Boy Skyzo is that he is willing to mix you up with Sofiti unblockable, right? And we haven't seen it a lot recently. And versus Voldo in particular, it's actually worse because he has Super Freak. Super Freak is a move that can dodge break attacks and unblockables, despite the fact that normally those are the things that break everything. But, I mean, whatever the case may be, he stopped unblockabling and now he's just mollywhopping Nicotine right now. So...
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, when you have a player, you talked about B-Boy Skyzo, you know, probably the second favorite. He is seeded number 2 in this tournament right now, if I'm not mistaken. You know... Sometimes you'll see that first game really, really close, but it's just about building the information, finding out what the player's tendencies are, and then the next few games you just have the reads. And again, like I said, SoulCalibur is so much about learning what your opponent wants to do, about the reads, about how aggressive they are, about how defensive they are. But look at this. Here we go. Mantis Stance doing its work here, and he's going to be able to take the round. Nicely done by Nicotine.
That was beautiful spacing from Nicotine on the Mantis. You're right. Like 100%. Just that Mantis Stance did work because of just barely being outside of the range of Sophitia. And he got the whiff punish almost every time due to that fact. Up against the wall now, but I think that's good for the morale. It's going to be in blind stance now here.
Oh, what? Okay, you sidestepped it. Yeah, sidestepped the soul attack. Oh, what?
Again, the space. So that time, I believe when he did the
punish opportunity.
Yeah, when he went into Mantis Stance, he actually used the move which allows you to tech crouch under the stab. So that I think that was a whiff punish due to that fact. But now no health. He's got to make something happen right now. Blocks the mid, but immediately stealing the turn back is B-Boy Skyzo, and we are now 2 up for B-Boy Skyzo.
Yeah, so there you go, B-Boy Skyzo losing that third round to the excellent Mantis stance usage from Nicotine, but B-Boy Skyzo coming right back here, taking that one 3-1. So, you know, like I said, he's trying to push us back onto the script over here. So let's see what Nicotine can do, see if he can take this game. I mean, I would love to see it being brought to another game number 5. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think B-Boy Skyzo on top of that too has kind of figured out that Mantis Stance is where the weaknesses lied for his defense, because the second obviously Nicotine gets into Mantis Stance, well, I mean, you've said it, it's just been putting in work through and through. If B-Boy Skyzo can just prevent Mantis Stance from being activated, basically, it gets a little bit easier. It definitely gets easier, especially for a character like Sophie, who is, she's like the queen of small caliber. You know, she plays up close and personal as much as possible. That's just her thing.
No, it looks like Nicotine trying to help along with that. Started the round by just running right in there, but B-Boy Skyzo taking advantage of that. Look at this half-life already gone.
The GI to get the turn back. Oh, but you know that it's a high. Good stuff right there from B-Boy Skyzo. That was a knowledge check that hadn't presented itself up until now.
Oh, nice crouch under. Didn't get the whiff punish in time. The sidestep still also not punished in time, giving Nicotine a little bit of an opportunity. But I've noticed this from Nicotine. He reaches. He kind of overextends himself when they're in that neutral situation. When B-Boy Skyzo, he kind of almost can reliably space out and count on Nicotine trying to initiate the attack, and he can get the whiff punish in that situation. All right, see him backing off, seeing if he can get Nicotine to attack again. And then as soon as he's noticed that Nicotine wasn't doing anything, immediately went in. Oh, get him with the fully charged 1K.
Yeah, just backing off, right? Like, B-Boy Skyzo's got just enough of a lead, and there's the whip punish. That's going to finish it off. Easy money. And KP's not here, so I'll say it. Don't look at it. Don't get blinded by the light.
And like I said, this has been very reliable for B-Boy Skyzo. In those situations, if you just, you know, stay far away enough, Nicotine tries to extend with a button, and like he's expecting B-Boy Skyzo to run forward, and so he tries to meet him with an attack, and instead B-Boy Skyzo stays away and then just gets, see right there again. It happened again, right there.
B-Boy Skyzo's reaction and ability to goad Nicotine into wanting to go towards that. You're 100% correct. That has just been... yeah, see, there it is again! And that was a different move this time. That wasn't even the same one that got whip punished.
Oh, yeah, so one of... oh, see, okay. Just always outside of, just barely outside of the range almost every time. But of course, now he's in the soul charge, and this is terrible. Like, Voldo is just terrifying here. But now you see B-Boy Skyzo just backing off a little bit. He gets the soul charge, the soul attack, I should say.
Okay. I thought I saw resist impact, and I was like, oh no, but I was wrong.
There it is again.
Every time,
just
to his backstep.
That's all he had to do. And like I said, you know, as one of these players, you start reading that kind of situation, and you could just take advantage of it. And a lot of that is going to be nerves, right? That's just nerves. And I think that's what's happening with Nicotine. You know, you're fighting B-Boy Skyzo, and you're like, I got to attack. And I say this 100% from personal experience. That's what I would do all the time. I would always just try to fish for moves at those range, and I just get whiff punished every single time. And you know, it's so hard to learn that restraint, the run up and guard. But we saw that time and time again. Nicotine, like I said, he had a great first game, brought it to the very first to the last round. But then afterwards, like I said, I feel like he just kind of entered a panic mode.
Yeah, no, I agree with pretty much everything you're saying at this point, because like, especially in regards to B-Boy Skyzo just taking advantage of the non-factor of being able to kind of like show restraint in terms, especially when you're in Soul Charge, right? Like when you're in Soul Charge, your idea is I need to make use of this to its most effectiveness, because you've used a bar on this thing. You've now in your mind committed to wanting to use it as strong as it can be. And so a lot of people, they'll get antsy. They'll try to use their Soul Charge moves, or they'll try to, use whatever their get-in tools are. And I mean, that happened over and over for Nicotine, and B-Boy Skyzo was ready for it.
Right here, just wait, and there it is. Exactly. And yeah, B-Boy Skyzo was able to take advantage of that. Just great patience on his part, right? You get that read, and then you just realize that that's kind of the situation. Stay away from the Soul Charge. And when he wasn't Soul Charged and he was waiting to see if he would whiff, as soon as he recognized that Nicotine wasn't going to attack, he immediately ran in. And so he was really taking advantage of that little neutral game really well. And so now Skyzo advancing forward on maybe the collision path with Keev, perhaps. But again, like I said, Blade of Flame going to try to interrupt that as well. And of course, Xavier
Carbo.
B-Boy Skyzo has to get past, Carbo as well. So
yeah, and I mean those matches will be the next match that we see on the broadcast. But I mean, hey, if you guys have been watching, if you guys have been enjoying everything going on, you guys can flip the script by joining these events by going to compete.playstation.com. Now, this is how everybody in this open bracket was able to get into these tournaments. And this is also how you can get into these tournaments for the prize pool, not just the monthly prize pool that we saw earlier. Not just the $400 for first place, etc., right? But the weekly qualifiers also have prizes available to them. So remember, compete.playstation.com. It's all your one-stop shop for PlayStation, and you can do it for free. And just like me, from the comfort of your chair right here, just kind of do one of these. Well, I guess you'll need one hand to sign up, but Yeah, but with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and kick it off to a quick break before we get into the next upper bracket matches. We'll be getting through the rest of this top 8 shortly, so stick around, please. Or, go to compete.playstation.com while we're waiting.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you to everyone for your continued support for SoulCalibur. The SoulCalibur team from Bandai Namco Entertainment have launched a new SoulCalibur Online Challenge season. This year, the SoulCalibur Online Challenge has expanded to 5 regional battlegrounds across the world. If you are from any of the countries or regions listed, you can compete. This season of SoulCalibur Online Challenge will exclusively feature community events with the Dojo system. Starting from July 20th, Dojo community events can be created for each region and with custom prizes to be won for top players at the end of the season. For this season of SoulCalibur Online Challenge, all upcoming Dojo events must be registered through the new SoulCalibur Tournament portal. All the information you need to know about the new season is available at scworldtour.com. Go to scworldtour.com later today to begin signing up and competing in the SoulCalibur Online Challenge 2021 season.
Thank you to everyone for your continued support for SoulCalibur and for taking part in the SoulCalibur Dojo event system. From September to December, we are adding additional rewards for players and tournament organizers taking part in the SoulCalibur Online Challenge 2021. For each region, the player who earns the most points within each month and the tournament organizer who has the event with the most participants each month will receive a custom SoulCalibur shirt. Winners will be contacted directly at the end of each month and featured on the B&E Esports Twitter account. Step into the online stage of history and make your mark. Go to scworldtour.com today to sign up and compete in the SoulCalibur Online Challenge 2021 season. Hey, welcome back to the PlayStation Tournaments Open Series, the EU SoulCalibur 6 tournament. Thanks for joining us after that short break, but we got more action. It has not stopped, and well, it's definitely looking like it's going to be one of the closer brackets so far that we've seen, James.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some great matches here to start breaking the script. I mean, Keev and B-Boy Skyzo, look, I mean, obviously both world-class players, they're sticking to the script, but, I mean, the other two matches that you see in the middle over here, amazing, amazing matches. 3-2, in fact, Apoc Revolution and Xavier Carbo going down to the very, very last round. But now you see Keev is going to be challenging Blade of Flame, and Xavier Carbo is going to be challenging B-Boy Skyzo. As we mentioned, Keev and Skyzo probably number 1, number 2 favorite to take this tournament. Keev has just been winning every single one of these Open Series events the last 3 months, and so how could he not be the favorite to take this one? But again, you know, it's time to end that streak, right? We've got a bunch of players hungry for that $400 prize, and let's see if anybody can take him down.
Yeah, I mean, we talked earlier about B-Boy Skyzo being the only other person other than Rufus who has eliminated the Keev so far. But, you know, Blade of Flame is who we're going to be looking at here to fight Keev on this one. And we mentioned earlier, you know, the pedigree of Blade of Flame, right? Maybe a little bit younger, but he has been terrorizing a lot of the EU SoulCalibur online brackets, not just Open Series, but outside of that as well. And he's known to be one of the better tier players for sure. I definitely have faith that he can hold his own versus Keev. But to say that I think he could win would be really hard because Keev, I can't sugarcoat it. Keev has just been destroying people. Like, it's been insane.
Yeah, and again, you know, for sure, the player with the most pedigree here. And again, you know, one of the things that we always, I always like to talk about the SoulCalibur community is the parity across the world. Right? I mean, we've had US win major events. We've had Japan win major events. We've had Europe win major events. And as I already mentioned earlier on the stream, Keev won Evo Japan 2019. So, you know, he's one of those players who's been just doing damage and has been doing damage for a very long time in SoulCalibur. Long-time SoulCalibur player. Very much, you know, one of the veterans of the game, well known for the domination over the years.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like we always say on the broadcast. If you're born in France, you get your parent gets your birth certificate and the latest copy of whatever SoulCalibur game is out at the time, right? That's just how it is in France. Like, it's completely factual, definitely not joking or anything.
Right.
And yeah. So I mean, Keev has just been playing SoulCalibur since birth, right? It's just been how it is.
True story. I mean, true story. Keev's first words were actually, "My soul still burns." It wasn't mama or papa or daddy or whatever. It was "my soul still burns." In French, of course. Of course.
Yeah, of course. We just, you know, we just happen to not know French. So I'm sorry. We can't replicate it verbatim.
Oh, man. But again, here it is. It's going to be Keev. So, I mean, it is, look, Blade of Flame is the underdog coming into this. We know that. But again, even he said so himself, right? I'll let you know when I achieve something great is when we ask him, what better time than the present? Let's go.
Dude, I don't care who you are. You beat Keev. You've definitely achieved something for sure. Even some of the people who have taken tournaments over Keev, I still consider that to be like when they take that tournament over Keev is like an accomplishment.
Dude, if you can beat Keev at any point in time, like a full set, yeah, you have to be proud of that.
Oh,
and look at this. A great start from Blade of Flame, getting the wall splat lethal hit combo. Oh, just needs one more hit.
That could have been death if Blade of Flame reacted to the missed GI, but no reaction on that one. That's going to do it. And that first round was really strong. The second that Blade of Flame recognized the avenue where he could get the wall stick, he went for it immediately. And I mean, well, you saw it did over a third of Keev's life. Like,
right. Yeah, but again, you know, we were talking about this in the last match, right? With B-Boy Skyzo versus Nicotine. Sometimes the first games can seem really, really close until a player of Keev's caliber gets the read of your playstyle and what you want to do, and then it can just kind of go downhill from there. Let's see if Blade of Flame can prevent that, though. Right now, Keev is just going to that hop kick repeatedly now.
And there's the wall avenue again. And again, I cannot stress enough how much I love... Well, got caught at the tip. I was going to say that I can't stress enough how much I love people's stage awareness. If they have the proper awareness, we saw it with Apoc Revolution, right? Being able to re-track them back to the wall. And I mean, Blade of Flame has done that twice now. And I know I talked earlier about having a lot of stock in Blade of Flame, how I think he can definitely hold his own. Well, I mean, he's proving it. Like, he didn't even need me to say it. Like,
I mean, he's doing well right here. Obviously, it's still 1-1, but he's definitely keeping up with Keev right now in this round. Oh, but a nice sidestep. Oh, wow, the counter sidestep.
Yeah, so realistically, there's no way that Nightmare can stop you from sidestepping, even if he doesn't do the follow-up attack, right? So you just take the sidestep, and if you see that he does the follow-up attack, then you press a button. If you don't see it, then you go for your mix-up, right? So you're all good either way.
Nice tech right there. Yep, back escape right there. It is a 50-50, but I always say it's amazing how much SoulCalibur players can break throws like over 50% of the time.
Dude, I don't
a lot of it is the stage. A lot of it is the stage awareness, but a lot of the times it's not. Like it's the position of the throw is inconsequential, but yet they break it almost every time anyway. Okay, gonna spend that meter actually because he's gonna get another bar if he loses this round. So he's going for the comeback now. He's trying to go for the comeback, but again, that hop kick from Keev just putting in work.
Yeah, that hop kick is one of Nightmare's strongest tools. So just to go towards it over and over again is really, really nice. Because, like, obviously, so it's a mid. It has a hitbox all the way down to while he's jumping. So, like, as he's landing. And it's horizontal, so it kind of tracks your step. So there's just no real bad idea for using it other than damage. Like, damage is the only thing it doesn't have.
Yo, Blade of Flame, one hit away. Wall combo.
No.
Oh,
watch
damage.
the life bar. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, dropped it.
Melt. Okay.
Huge drop right there from Keev. That could have been a comeback and a half, but I mean, hey, Blade of Flame kept the composure and was just fine.
I mean, do you feel like it was a drop, or was Keev trying to like set him up for a reset kind of a situation? I'm not 100% sure.
You know, if it was a reset, that would have been good for the extra damage required to make that comeback. But I don't think that was a reset. I do think it was a drop personally, because he still did the move that you're supposed to do for the combo.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, because if you delay it and they guess wrong on the block, right? Like you get you get another wall splat on top of because you get 2 maximum wall splats, right? And
per combo,
and so if you reset, you would just get the 2 back. So I mean, maybe, but I again don't 100% know if that was like a reset or a combo drop.
But I mean, look at this start right here. Blade of Flame, game number 1. I mean, you know when he got hit by that wall combo, the heart started pumping, dude. Because you're like, oh God, there goes half my life. But able to come out of there with 1 game.
I mean, Indian Port right here. This is one of the interesting stages for both of these characters, because normally when they're fighting like anybody else, this is a stage where they can kind of use their character-specific resource because it's so large. Whereas like right here, I think neither of them wants to allow the other person to get their resource, so they just ran at each other immediately. But there's the mid from Blade of Flame. The mix-up potential right now.
Yeah, that unwinnable situation. It's just a 50-50 mid or low. And it's a tough one right there. And Blade of Flame going with the mid to take it. And now just kind of... All right. Blade of Flame was one that swung first, but Keev did not get the whiff punish on that. They're expecting maybe Blade of Flame trying to run in as well in that situation. You see Blade of Flame looking like trying to stay a little bit away from the edge right now, just in case Keev wants to set up some sort of ring out situation.
Blade of Flame is also showing something that I just noticed. So you remember how we talked about the hop kick being incredibly strong in the previous game?
Right.
Blade of Flame is going for the Tira-specific anti-air attack, which if it catches up there, it lethal hits. So, and it's in the middle of like what would normally be a situation that he's hop kicked previously. So I think Blade of Flame is really trying to go for the hard read, whereas like Keev is no longer doing. Wait, was that enough of a whiff? It was!
Oh my gosh, okay. I mean, this is crazy because there's only 8 seconds left on the clock right here. He's still down in life. He spent that minute. He needs to do something now. He got the launch, and he's gonna get the grind. Blade of Flame gonna go up 2 rounds to nothing here in game number 2.
Yeah, the awareness from Blade of Flame on strings has been phenomenal. He has been stepping things that he needs to just about every time. Normally, situations where Nightmare players would just be getting new turns where they shouldn't be has just been almost ineffectual versus Blade of Flame. And this is one of the reasons why, like, we have so much stock in this player, is because he definitely knows what he's doing.
Right, but this round not looking so good right now. Keev probably just going to save all that meter for the next round at this point in time. Not going to spend anything unless he really needs to come back. But beautiful sidestep right there. And going to hit from the other side. Hit from behind with the whiff punish. So there we go. Keev back on the board here with 1 round.
That was a much better round for Keev. He's going to need some sort of morale boost because he definitely seems lost in trying to deal with Blade of Flame's offensive pressure.
Right, and there you go. So like I said, the lows don't lead to a lot of stuff. Lows a lot of times are almost more mental damage than they are. Nice GI, and again, there's that low again. And that was one of the slow reactable lows that gives him a little bit of a follow-up. Ow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, he had already seen it whiff. Like, he was already stepping way before, and then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, you whiffed. Hey, this is free. I'm going to go for CE on this one.
2-0. Like I said, if not now, when, right? Come on, Blade of Flame, this is your time right now. Oh, man.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Man. And it's so funny, too, because every time I see Blade of Flame's name, I always want to say Blades of Steel. It's that old hockey game on the NES. Yeah.
I actually got that one, surprisingly. I'm not exactly an old man, but...
Always remember the game started... Blades of Steel. It's like speech on a NES game.
Yeah, I guess what you have to do to get it to Blade of Flame status is you, instead of like the shing at the very start, it's instead just like a fire crackle, and then it's Blade of Flame, right?
Yeah,
like...
there you go. All right, let's go Blade of Flame. Uh-oh, but here's that volatile stage. Remember, this is the stage that we saw Keev get the ring out from halfway inside the stage, from the middle of the stage last time. Oh, boy.
Bruh, you actually did 2-2-B there? That was crazy. I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for that. I guess that's knowledge right there, but gonna be able to catch the backstep with the drill. I mean, luckily for Blade of Flame, it didn't have Terror Charge on it, because he would be dead.
All right, trying to go for the launch right there. Trying to hope maybe Keev runs into it or something. You can see Keev says, you know what, I have the life lead. You have to come at me. I'm controlling where I am on the stage. I'm not going to let you dictate that. And there we go. Finishes it off with that low in that kind of 50-50 unwinnable situation.
Yeah, that's definitely the mark of like the strong players, right? You see both Blade of Flame and Keev do it. They only really move forward if it benefits them. And like that's something that a lot of people have like the trouble with. Like they get really pensive and they're like, well, I got to do something about this. I can't just like let them, you know, like keep doing this to me. So I try to run forward, and then you run exactly right into the trap.
Right. Or you swing early, like we saw a lot from Nicotine. Remember, he just kept swinging when he shouldn't have against Skyzo. Look at this Keev now, and yeah, I think that this stage is actually really benefiting Keev right now.
Yeah, and you'll notice that Keev does want to stay away, but also needs to threaten Blade of Flame at the same time, because you can't let Tira stance switch over and over again. And so that's kind of like the big thing.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So even on a losing round, she can kind of turtle by just switching stances to try to charge up for a future round, and she stays charged up pretty much for the rest of the match, right? Or
yeah. So when you get into Gloomy Coda, as long as you're in Gloomy stance, you were in Gloomy Coda forever, right? Like, but the problem is you can be switched out of Gloomy Coda to Jolly stance. Okay. So that is the big thing, and your opponent can actually dictate that. Break attacks automatically switch her from Gloomy to Jolly, but not from Jolly to Gloomy.
Here we go. We got the whiff punish here. Okay, so Blade of Flame. I mean, this match is all Keev so far, but Blade of Flame looking like trying to get a little bit of that previous 2-game momentum back here. Ooh, just outside the range, but no whiff punish. Oh goodness, is this out of the range?
I was getting ready to ask, but I wasn't sure if it was possible. Like, but it was. It's Nightmare. You know, that's what he does these days.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations where you instantly switch stages if you're Blade of Flame right now. Don't want to go back to that stage. stage because, again, just so much ring out opportunity for Nightmare and in every direction because the stage is so small. So let's see if Blade of Flame, goes back, random select, will probably pick the same stage again, and you're just like, really, SoulCalibur?
That's the thing is like you have to pick random.
Right.
So the question is will you get the same stage again? That's the hard part. It's like you know random select is being picked, but will you get the stage that you do not want to fight the particular character on? Is the real question. We're gonna find out here in just a second. Okay. So Setsuka stage. Setsuka stage.
Yeah.
Right. So this
Beautiful
is
stage, by the way. Beautiful. I love this stage.
This
so
is one of my
pretty.
favorite stages in the game. This might be my second favorite stage, actually.
Yeah. First one's got to be Haomaru's background, right? Come on.
It's actually the snowy stage because it has every mechanic that a stage can have. Yeah. So that's the reason why I like it, is because it's like the perfect, like, hey, this is how SoulCalibur stages work, and it teaches you that kind of thing.
Got the low walls that's breakable, and the high walls, and the cliff.
Yep, it's got it all. But this stage in particular, now, if you're facing vertically, it's Ring Out City. But if you're facing horizontally, well, obviously it's very difficult. So you could see the same exact Ring Out potential that Keev showed earlier, or you could just see, just big damage combo, right?
And that's what Keev is doing right now. Look at this big lead. He's built for himself. And again, maybe it's just taken a couple of games for Keev to get the read, because looks like he is just dominating at this point in time. Now, we can credit a lot to the stage in the last game, but really, honestly, you can't do that. Again, you can't discredit Keev like that, right? So this guy obviously so strong, and I feel like he's got a lot of the momentum coming into this fourth game.
Yeah, I feel like it's not really discrediting Keev so much as it is giving proper credit to Blade of Flame, right? To be able to do the stuff. Because, like, I know we talk about Keev a lot, but that's simply because he not only has the legacy, but he also just destroys people in open series. And so, we don't get a whole lot of time to be like, hey, Blade of Flame is that contender. Like,
God, nice interrupt into the throw. And he's going to tie up the life, basically. Again, tech that, flapjack right there.
But,
yeah. And again, that's just the power of step guard right there, right? 12 frames, step guard right there. Very hard to punish that. But if you have the reactions and you step guard and you see them whiff like that, especially a long laggy move like Blade of Flame just did, you get the easy punish afterwards.
Can I hit you with the well actually real quick, James? Is
sure.
That okay?
Yeah. Go for it.
It's 13. It's 13.
Oh, it's 13. Oh, okay.
Step itself is 12 frames, and then you have 1 frame to guard. So.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. No, well, actually, me all day, dude. Go for it.
I hate doing it, but I was like, because obviously you play Calibur, so like I want you to know these things, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Because I know you want to know these things on top of that. But,
yeah. Yeah, because I always know that it's the 12 frame buttons that can punish it, right?
Ooh.
That can actually catch him. Oh, was that?
Okay.
No,
I thought it was.
Oh no.
But okay, just immediately gets up, so that gets away from the low grab, and I mean, Blade of Flame has a chance here.
Yeah. Oh, that throw would have done it too.
Every throw.
Dude, this is what I mean. These guys tech everything. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that,
left.
but I'll have to do it after this. Yeah, that's a punish. Okay, that was just a straight punish right there on the launcher. I mean, I understand going for it as Blade of Flame because that's the one way you're gonna win if that connects, right? Like you trick him into trying to duck, and then you catch him with the launcher and it's over. But I think Keev might have been privy to that, is I think what's up there.
Yeah, again, that's just at that point. Like I said, Keev is just starting to get the reads on Blade of Flame, and here we go. It is now 2-2. Keev making this comeback from being down 0-2. And you gotta know Keev has been in this situation hundreds of times, right? Being down 0-2 in a 3-5 set. No panic on his part at this point. He's probably just like, oh, okay, you know what? Like, well done, kid. But this is the end of your road now, It's just like evil villain laugh at this point in time. So, can't count him out. And like I said, he came into game number 4, I feel like, with all the momentum. And now in game number 5, that Blade of Flame, after going up 2-0 and now it's tied, the nerves are kicking in now. The nerves are really, really kicking in.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could see the momentum for Keev on the throw techs in general, right? Like, because he was teching just about every single throw in the previous game, and well, now he's already got the offensive, and he read the option properly. So right there, for those of you who haven't played versus Tira, she actually has 2 options right there. One is a mid and one is a high. And so he ducked under the high beautifully. And I mean, you know, you kind of have, when you have life to play with, you can kind of just guess on those mix-ups and be okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Opportunity now for Blade of Flame, but he has to avoid that one hit, and there it was right there. Yep, just wasn't sure if it was going to be the mid or the low, and he tried crouching, got kicked by the mid. Keev now with the lead.
And Blade of Flame has started doing it again. The anti-air, specifically looking for the jump kick from Keev. And, well, we saw it right there anyway. I don't know if, like, he's going to keep doing it, but it was definitely in that last round.
Yeah, but you saw the patience from both players just running up and both of them blocking, trying to see what the other person's trying to do, not even trying to go directly on the offense, just trying to get a read of, you know, what their plan is.
Ooh, big damage here. And he's going to get a charge right back. Oh, baby.
Oh, man. All right, stomp. Okay, blocks the low, goes for the throw, but again, the escape. Back escape, and now the front escape. I don't understand it. There's an OS or something. I swear. There is no OS, by the way.
He got hit on a critical edge. That is dire, because now he's only going to have one bar.
Oh, no.
Yeah, soul charge immediately from Keev. Yeah, this is one of the cream of the crop decisions for a lot of players, is that you just run up and immediately soul charge, because you get the upper hand. Oh, that's a ring out, I'm pretty sure. Okay, just barely missed it. Oh, but is that off axis or is it good? Okay, it's good. Field goal. That's 2 points.
This is how Keev finishes it. I mean, remember in the first match, he got down to the last round and then just won the very last round in easy fashion. And this time he did the same thing, but didn't do it in rounds. He did it in games.
Yeah.
Blade of Flame going up 2-0 right away, but then at that point in time, I mean, honestly, it was all last 3 games. Did Blade of Flame, I mean, I think he might have won like a single round in those last 3 games. That last game was all Keev right there.
It was definitely brutal. Keev just completely turning everything around. It looked like Blade of Flame had a gigantic handle on it, to be quite honest with you, right? Like, Keev was struggling to take rounds at first, and then we get here, and it just looks like
stage
he knew.
Came up, yeah. Look at that, 3 rounds right there in a row. And then we were on this stage, and I believe, actually, it might have, yeah, I think it really literally was, because he goes for the launch here, right? Yeah, and then punished. And then, yeah, it was 9 rounds straight for Keev after that. As soon as it got to game 3, Keev did not lose a single round. And there you see, I mean, a lot of that, like I said, is also kind of like, you know, you want to call it, it's the Wong factor, right? Except for SoulCalibur, it's literally the Keev factor. You're fighting against Keev, and once he starts winning like that, the nerves start kicking in, and you're like, oh, I had the 2-0 lead, I had the 2-0 lead. You start playing maybe a little more tentatively or passively, and then Keev just, he Keeves you. You know?
Is that a verb or a noun?
It's the best way to put it, dude. It's the best way to put it, dude.
Is that a verb or a noun? I guess in that sentence, it's definitely a verb.
Yeah, definitely a verb, dude. Oh, man.
Well, yeah, so Keev is going to be moving on to the upper bracket finals, which, I mean, we in the second round in the EU side, we normally expect things to get a lot closer in the first round, but now we've had close matches from first and second round. And that may continue here. Xavier Carbo versus B-Boy Skyzo right here. Now, and on the lower bracket, if you just barely missed it, Blade of Flame is going to have the pleasure of playing Apoc Revolution. And then while the victor of this match will be moving on, the loser of this match will be going down to fight Midros, I believe.
Okay.
So that'll be how the bracket works out.
Oh, I have the bracket over here. I
can look. So it's Midros versus the loser of this, and then Apoc Revolution versus Blade of Flame, and then winner of this is going to have the pleasure, the privilege of fighting the reigning champ, the 3 month in a row champ.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are probably really, really looking forward to a B-Boy Skyzo versus Keev match, because as you mentioned, Skyzo, one of the only people who has actually been able to defeat Keev in a set and even eliminate him out of a tournament. But again, you know, I'm sure everybody would also love to see a great match versus Xavier Carbo. And if Xavier Carbo is in fact the one to win, people are going to cheer for him as well against Keev, you know, to try to go for the upset as well.
Yeah, you know, now that I believe it was Xavier Carbo that just barely didn't ease it out last month versus Midros. I could be wrong about that. It might have been somebody else, but he was very close to making it quite far in the previous bracket that he was in. and then it was like just barely not enough from what I remember.
And that's what's one of these cool. That's what's actually really cool about this PlayStation Open Series too, is right because it's like we've been doing this is what like the 5th month now, because we had 4 of the results earlier. It's like this, you don't quite make it, you got another chance, man. Just come right back in it and let's go again, and see if you can do better this time. And sure enough, Xavier Carbo right here, still on the upper bracket, so still has a really strong chance. Of course, he has Skyzo in his way. But let's see if he can take him out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think that's a great point because, we're not just talking about prize pools here. This is a great learning experience. This is a great experience to connect. On top of that, also with the players. So, maybe you come into the Open Series, you're playing in the monthly finals, but you've only ever played in your friend group. Well, now you get to know who some of the best players are, right? Yeah. You get to learn from those players. You get to learn what they're doing, right? Even if you're just sitting at home watching, you get to learn from what they're doing. You don't even just have to play them at the same time. And so that's the really, really nice part is that, week after week, there's weekly qualifiers, so you can play versus some of the best, or you could play some, people of a skill level if you don't consider yourself to be as strong, right? There's really nothing stopping you from being able to learn how to be strong. Like you can say right now that maybe, I'm not so great yet, and then you can jump into an Open Series, and then you can just get that incremental information. You can be like, okay, all right, I got this. Keev, he ain't nothing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and, I'll say this. I know this is from my own personal experience, but the SoulCalibur community has been very welcoming, and they've been very, very eager to teach other people how to play the game as well. So you come and enter one of these tournaments, find all these players, can join some Discords and stuff, and just, find all these people on social media and just talk to them. And like I said, all these guys want more people to be playing this game because this is, like I said, this is a fantastic game. Honestly, it's the first SoulCalibur that I've played, but I've enjoyed it immensely. And game is just so much fun. So
this is my favorite caliber, actually.
What's that?
This is my favorite SoulCalibur specifically.
Nice block. Really? Okay, yeah. Okay. B-Boy Skyzo with a nice, back-to-back throws.
Oh, but it gets teched. Good.
Yeah, techs the follow-up. Yeah, at that point in time, the follow-up was going to kill, so it was true 50-50 guess.
Big whip right there on the low. Yeah, so that looks like a Baku Kemi from B-Boy Skyzo, and that just barely got him out of range of the 1B. So super fortunate there. Unfortunate for Xavier Carbo, though, is going to be losing the first round. But, first rounds, first games, as we've seen so far, have not been telling enough.
Yep. And again, there's just, like I said, there's so much adaptation, so much, just learning the opponent. And it could just turn tides so fast.
Good duck under.
Goes for the low. Yeah.
Twin angel step right there. A plus B just able to catch the step on that one. Xavier Carbo is having a hard time even mounting an offense, let alone moving around on the screen as B-Boy Skyzo is just playing the exact name of the game that Sophie players want to play, and that is control.
Yeah, that wasn't even a full charged 1K, right? That was just a run counter, I believe, that got the knockdown.
I think so, yeah. I think it was.
Yeah, okay.
I'd have to double check, but we got more caliber. I can't just double check that easily.
Nice thing is they'll tell you whenever you get the run counter. The game tells you, so.
Oh, beautiful automatic. Wait, is that out?
Yeah, is this out?
Yeah. Oh, and he flipped. See, Cervantes tried to get back on, right? Like he was like,
right?
Cervantes was like,
did you know? Dude, that's what's gonna happen. If they make a new SoulCalibur game, there's gonna be like ledge grabbing, like in Smash Brothers, dude. It's gonna be like, just hang on the ledges there.
And look, all I'm saying is this game has not had ledge grabs since before I've been born. All right, like I don't think it's coming anytime soon.
Oh man. Yeah, but B-Boy Skyzo there with a dominating first game here. So if he's gonna try to get into to winners to the upper finals. He's definitely going to try to do it in a much quicker and simpler fashion than what Keev went through, having to lose those first 2 games. So taking game number 1 here, but let's see what Xavier Carbo, see if he can make the adjustments and try to make this a closer match here.
Mm-hmm. So sticking with Cervantes, that's interesting to me. But wow, got the desert stage again. I think that might be unfortunate, honestly. Now, normally Cervantes is a character that you consider to be really, really, really strong up close. A lot of people have trouble fighting this character up close. At the very least, my experiences as a Zaslamal player, which is, it's a hard matchup. So, of course, I'm going to say it he's really, really strong up close. But Sophie is the character that's like, this is her wheelhouse, right? Like, she's really good at controlling characters up close and personal, unless they so happen to be quicker than her. And even then, it's like, I don't know. Like, Sophie's just really good at this. Okay, we just popping shots, all right. Oh, whiff punish right there on the launcher just before it could come out. He was Skyzo with the first round.
Gets that whiff from far away, but Xavier Carbo not ready to whiff punish it. Wasn't looking for it. Oh, there's that 6-6-A again.
It's an incredibly strong move. It really, really is. But
Yeah. It's just the forward movement and the horizontal mid. I mean, that's like the perfect move right there.
It's definitely very reminiscent of some other moves that a lot of people have trouble with, for sure. So, wow, just barely outside of the range. Or, might have done a micro step, and that's probably why. B-Boy Skyzo is just running it right now. The pressure is serious, and it honestly feels like he tried to soul attack there, so he lost a bar. That's really unfortunate, but it honestly feels like that Xavier Carbo has been unable to find a time to properly take his turn back. And when he does properly take his turn back, like you're seeing right here, the mix-up hasn't really been working out aside from that move there, right?
He's like, oh, I got my turn back, and then I just lost the turn, and now it's back to the same kind of situation. Okay, here we go. Xavier Carbo gets a nice combo here, gets the throw as well, and also builds up some gunshots as well.
Just going for the 6-6 pressure, because, I mean, there's no way. Really?
That time?
Okay.
No.
No punish, though.
Okay. Oh, read the low, but okay, got the launch and is gonna get the kill. There you go.
Yeah, true combo on that one.
Yeah, Carbo finally getting around on the board here. Oh, no whiff punish, but actually was able to catch B-Boy Skyzo trying to go for something else. That time he did get the whiff punish on that, but nothing big. Just a little, looked like it was a standing A.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest with you, that's better than what's been going on recently. So at that point, you just kind of want to take that, right? Like, you want to be okay with that because it's incremental improvement, and you're still a bit early in the set. See, yeah, the lethal hit early in the set. Oh, no way. Did he know?
He was just staying on the ground, and it's like as soon as he saw the throw whiff, that was just like, okay, soul edge, go for the critical edge.
Oh, well, speaking of critical edge, this should do it off the launch right here. Kneecaps.
Yeah.
And it looks like Cervantes is trying to get his run back versus Sophie here.
Yeah, things are looking good right now. Xavier Carbo wins this round, and he ties it up 1-1. Oh. There's that little tech crouch in that 6-6-A as well, too, on top of everything.
Yeah, it's just right before she attacks, too. So, like, if you try to interrupt her with, like, a high, there are chances that she's just going to go under it and you get counter hit because of it. But I love this. Starting to catch a lot of the steps now. Doing really, really good at that.
Uh-oh. Just going to get tossed here. Look at that damage on that throw.
Oh.
And then he was...
Big drop!
No. Drops the combo.
Hold on.
Yeah, here we go. Opportunity now for Carbo. He's got the soul charge activated.
He backstepped?
Right,
okay, he's fine. Oh, the teleport's super good right there. He's going to use the A6B, and there it is, the mid, finally. Oh, my goodness.
Same situation. How many times have we seen that? Like, someone actually told me one time, when you get him into that situation where it's the 50-50 mid or low, they're like, always go mid, because everybody crouches at that point. And we've seen that a lot. We've definitely seen more mids connecting in that situation in this tournament so far than we have the lows actually connecting. And so, it's tough right there. But
I think that's like a skill level check too, because like if you're just starting in Caliber, you're never gonna block low, and low is always gonna hit there. If you're somebody who knows a little bit more about Caliber, you're trying to block low, and then you get hit by mid, and then and then the level higher than that is just straight up guessing. So
oh man.
Okay, the switch.
It's still a tough situation, though, because even if you do successfully block, I mean, if you do block the low, the nice thing is almost every low can be punished with your fastest, while rising attack. But, a lot of the times it's not enough damage for those kind of comeback situations. So.
Yeah, there are some exceptions, but that's exactly right. It's just like a lot of the lows that you're going to try to use to close out rounds usually end up being punishable. But yeah,
Going
back over to
his name,
Siegfried.
the Siegfried. Here we go. Let's see if he get. I mean, obviously, one of Siegfried's biggest weakness is that his buttons are a little bit slower. So if a character like Sophitia gets in and just starts going ham, it's going to be even harder for him to get his turn back. So it might be one of the reasons why he didn't want to go with this character.
You might see a lot of base hold because of that, because it has an auto GI on top of it, and I'm assuming probably some chief hold to be able to twirl away from Sophitia.
All right, well, here we go. This is the pressure situation now that Siegfried gets. Once he knocks you down, it's like he just... Oh, no!
You didn't tech forward? That is surprising. Normally...
I think it would have died either way by damage or the ring out, but...
Was that enough damage? Was I not looking at the health? Okay, if I wasn't looking at the health, you got me, but...
I mean, it was questionable, for sure. I think it was, like, right on the cusp of being able to kill...
Yeah, I mean, if it was, then that actually makes more sense that he teched back than it does teching forward in that situation. Because normally people are like, well, you want to tech forward because you'll get ring out, right? You'll get rung out here. And so I'll go for the back.
Is the option, right? So back is the obvious answer to go with. So you'll try to tech back instead. Yeah, that's that mind game. I know that you know that I know. Oof. Xavier Carbo, I mean, looking good with the Siegfried. Might regret the character choice to start.
Yeah, a little bit harder this round though. Yeah, having arches just to finish it off right there. How I feel.
Right, Xavier Carbo now. Trying to stay alive here. There's that punish right there, one of the fastest punishes in the game.
Ooh, yeah, base hold's not going to stop that from happening right there. Strong choice here from B-Boy Skyzo to be able to stop base hold. And, actually, for all my expectations on base hold being what he'd probably be looking for, it has been getting stuffed by B-Boy Skyzo over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah, and also because a lot of Siegfried's range. Oh, did he get him in time? Yeah.
Oh, that's big boy damage.
This is gonna be life melting right here. Look at how many hits and just watch it chunk away.
7 stacks of Dark Legacy here. Oh, 6. Okay.
Here we go. Pressure now from Skyzo. Gets the throw. Does he tech the follow-up? Yes, he does.
It's the second time.
Still has a chance here. Oh, got hit out of the air. And then there's the low to finish it this time. Okay, ties it up, 2 rounds apiece. And, one of the things, that I've been told about Sophitia is that she, tech crouches a lot of things. And a lot of, obviously with the angel step and such, and a lot of Siegfried's moves are crouchable, especially at that range. So might have been one of the reasons why Xavier Carbo didn't want to go with this matchup. Ooh, the counter hit, the knockdown.
Yeah, I mean, the longer this matchup goes, that was sick.
Oh, this is
that
good.
was sick.
Connect.
Oh my god. So this puts him in Dark Legacy. He can just straight up activate if he wants, and then he can have 2 Dark Legacies if he wants to do it right now. Oh well, that's gone now. He can't do that anymore.
Well, this is a dangerous situation here. Skyzo now 1 good chunk away from advancing. 3-0 gets a throw. What a tech! Okay, Soul Charge activated. Xavier Carbo's chance.
When we're mixed
gets
up.
1 hit, chips him down to no life.
There it is. Oh my god, that was so tense. I was about to have a heart attack. Oh man, that was so close. It's okay. Yeah, fan yourself. Get the heat off. Hold up. Like, wait a minute.
All right, so Xavier Carbo still in this, preventing the 3-0, still fighting for his life back against the wall. We've seen a lot of back against the wall comebacks here, and so, oof, okay. Let's see if he can keep this going here. I mean, look, you win something like that, and sometimes you can like pop off at home, and you can get, feel the momentum and get hype for yourself. Maybe that might have been the victory that he needed. See if he can ride the wave of energy here.
Morale is so incredibly important. Like, people are always like, there's always like the on paper war talks or whatever about how like morale of your troops or whatever, but like that exists in all competitive things. Like, whether it be chess, whether it be fighting games, whether it be sports, you need that morale, and that is a match where you get a lot of it back.
Yeah, and I mean, people know when they play online and you get on a losing streak online, you get really salty and you're like, no, I'm not going to stop playing until I win another game. And then you just never win because your morale is shot at that point in time. Ugh.
Yeah, mindset is the most important thing here, and this is actually an example of mindset at this point, right? We were talking about how Xavier Carbo probably has a lot of morale back, but B-Boy Skyzo's mindset allows him to not get tilted from having lost that last game.
Right.
And, you know, he's just right back here, same form that he came with in the previous games, and that, you know, is going to take him a long way, honestly.
I mean, remember what I said about Keev, right? When he went down to 0-2, he was like, he's been there a million times. Skyzo probably feels a lot of the same way right now. Not really worried about it. It can stay calm.
Okay, and that's the second time that Xavier Carbo has baited that GI. He has specifically not followed up properly on that string just to get around that. And I mean, you get such big damage. He tried to guard impact, and that is a break attack. You cannot guard impact that.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't see what it was that Skyzo tried to do, but whatever it did, it got blowed up real bad.
Yeah, it was a guard impact, luckily. Thanks, game, for telling me, you know, otherwise I wouldn't have known.
Oh, you saw the message on the side, you're right, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you know, the bubble can be resist impacted because resist impact does, you know, block both break attacks and unblockables. But I mean, that's like a hindsight thing, right? Like, how did you know he was going to go for bubble right there? But Space Jam to jump on over.
Nice hop attack. All right, plus frames off that break.
Nice.
Oh, did he get him in time? Did he get him in time? Yeah, okay.
Because he was going for a base hold B, which is the break, really slow break attack, right? So he got all the time in the world.
Okay.
Nice low. That stops the bubble, meaning he doesn't have it anymore. But he jumps over, gets the plus frames. Oh
How
my
did
goodness!
he hop over that? I didn't. That. Oh, he got him. He got him with the. He got him with the side hold low right there.
By the hair on Xavier Carbo's chin.
It's always like for me, like I never see him dash into that stance because I always just think he's running at me, and so I always get mixed up by that.
Ooh, try to my hand right there. Try to get some Dark Legacy stacks. No dice. It's got a lot of bar to work with. Great step to be able to get away from that. Normally that's a mix-up you just kind of take. But, I mean, in this situation, you can't take mix-ups anymore. And could be a ring out. Yeah. Just barely got away from the wall to make that ring out happen. That is exactly what Xavier Carbo needed. And we are...
Yeah.
This is the same situation with Keev. I'm just...
Oh, yeah. And by the way,
thing.
Did you know that on that stage the walls actually move?
Oh, don't even don't even bring that nonsense here.
No, but I mean, look at this. Down 0-2, coming back 2-0 now. So here we go. It's is this the point right now where B-Boy Skyzo might mentally break? Probably not. But you know, this is where you start questioning yourself a little bit. So.
That's the thing though, is you cannot, because if you question yourself even a little bit right now, B-Boy Skyzo, if he does that, Xavier Carbo has already shown that he'll take advantage of that at this point.
Right.
I mean, like think about it. He's had to come up 2-0 so far. Like,
yeah, and we've come back to the same stage. Random select here, giving us the same stage back to back.
and you know, I mean, just like the meme suggested, James, the walls have moved.
That's right. They're on the corner this time. Next round, they'll be on the sides.
So interesting.
I mean, it was interesting to be the first time I found out.
Yeah, it's been memed super hard because of one particular commentary stint. And
okay.
That's why it's been memed so hard. Is there was one particular commentary thing that happened. I wasn't even there, unfortunately, but beautiful low.
Was it me?
It was not you.
Because
I
feel like
I don't want to call people out.
Okay, fair enough. Oof. Break attack plus frames again, and speaking of, Siegfried with a lot of good break attacks. Oh, nice sidestep.
Yeah, that's the nice part about Chief Hold. That's one of the things I was expecting earlier, but we didn't actually end up seeing, is that he does have the twirl. And while it's not fully invincible anymore like it used to be, you know, now you can parry stuff with the twirl, it still has the chance of being able to completely invade.
Oh, yeah, the punish right there. Again, she has one of the fastest punishes.
I love that decision to tech Flapjack backwards, by the way, because he has a meter for CE. So, you know, that's the scary part. Because if you get Flapjack forward, you don't have to worry about that mix-up.
B-Boy Skyzo 1 round away from sealing this after going up 2-0. As we said, probably not going to get nervous or anything like that.
Definitely doesn't look like it right now. I mean, with the GI, we
but good block on the 1K charged, but then didn't get the punish. Well, he did, but he got Skyzo was able to tech the flapjack again.
Yeah, unfortunately, throws are not exact punishes in this game because you can throw tech despite beautiful dunk. He waited a year and a half.
Oh,
yeah, that was definitely gonna kill.
Skyzo, yeah, there was no question, but Skyzo making that again, showing no fear, no mental breaks. After going up 2-0 and then having it tied at 2-2. Nicely done by Xavier Carbo. But again, B-Boy Skyzo staying calm and steady, taking that last game 3-0. We've seen now both Keev and Skyzo get challenged by their opponents, but here we are. We have that inevitable matchup now between Keev and Skyzo, as we mentioned, probably the two favorites of the tournament, and they're the ones going to be fighting each other now.
Yeah, I mean, B-Boy Skyzo, through and through, every tournament he comes to, even if it's lower bracket, like running through, has always been one of the strongest Open Series players we had. Has always been one of the strongest players in EU online events as well. All right, like, I can only really count, like, online events right now due to the pandemic, of course. And, I mean, well, the players that are in the tip-top form in this bracket right now are in the tip-top form in those brackets as well. So it just goes to show that the level of competition is never going to stop being fierce here, and that you're going to have to learn and adapt at a rapid pace to be able to make it through this bracket.
Yeah. And again, it's really exciting. I mean, the silver lining, you want to see the silver lining of so many things. This pandemic obviously forcing us, to solely online events for the longest time. But, the FGC has made it work. And as a result, we've been finding new players all around the world, who didn't have the chance to travel as much to make names for themselves for all the games, to be honest. And if you look down there at the lower bracket here, looks like Blade of Flame took out Apoc Revolution, and he's going to advance forward here. Xavier Carbo does have to fight against Midro now. And again, on the upper bracket, Keev and B-Boy Skyzo as... I don't want to say as expected, more as predicted.
That's fair.
That's the match that we have over there. That's going to be a good one for sure.
Yeah, I just want to harken back a little bit to what you said earlier. That the pandemic has had its good sides for us learning about new players and stuff, right? But not just new players. A lot of people don't usually have, a lot of North American players don't usually have their eyes on other regions, right? A lot of Europe players might not have their eyes on another region, etc., right? But because we do have these online events, you can find out about these players. Like, I didn't really know about B-Boy Skyzo until Open Series, right? And that's because he hit compete.playstation.com and he signed up for these events right here, and he jumped in, and I just so happened to be, commentating, right? Like, and that's what it is, right? Or, some of the new blood who has like slowly gotten better and better with time. For example, in North America, there was Mindwolf, hit compete.playstation.com, didn't do so well in the first couple of events, has just been winning most of them since. It's that kind of thing, right? Like, you could be that player, you could have that story, and it's all from the comfort of your own home. It's all completely for free, and we're gonna give you some time to check out compete.playstation.com because it's got much more than just SoulCalibur. It's got a lot of other things. And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be in our upper bracket finals of Keev versus B-Boy Skyzo. You do not want to miss this. Stick around.
Thank you to everyone for your continued support for SoulCalibur. The SoulCalibur team from Bandai Namco Entertainment have launched a new SoulCalibur Online Challenge season. This year, the SoulCalibur Online Challenge has expanded to 5 regional battlegrounds across the world. If you are from any of the countries or regions listed, you can compete. This season of SoulCalibur Online Challenge will exclusively feature community events with the Dojo system. Starting from July 20th, Dojo community events can be created for each region and with custom prizes to be won for top players at the end of the season. For this season of SoulCalibur Online Challenge, all upcoming Dojo events must be registered through the new SoulCalibur Tournament portal. All the information you need to know about the new season is available at scworldtour.com. Go to scworldtour.com later today to begin signing up and competing in the SoulCalibur Online Challenge 2021 season.
Thank you to everyone for your continued support for SoulCalibur and for taking part in the SoulCalibur Dojo event system. From September to December, we are adding additional rewards for players and tournament organizers taking part in the SoulCalibur Online Challenge 2021. For each region, the player who earns the most points within each month and the tournament organizer who has the event with the most participants each month will receive a custom SoulCalibur shirt. Winners will be contacted directly at the end of each month and featured on the BNE Esports Twitter account. Step into the online stage of history and make your mark. Go to scworldtour.com today to sign up and compete in the SoulCalibur Online Challenge 2021 season.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PlayStation Tournament's Open Series. We are going through SoulCalibur 6 in Europe right here for the month of August. We've already gone through most of the rounds here on the upper bracket. We are now at the upper bracket finals, as you can see here. And as I had said before the break, perhaps predicted, it will be Keev versus B-Boy Skyzo.
Yeah, at the very beginning we talked a lot about the possibility of Keev and B-Boy Skyzo, but you know, they're on the other side of the brackets, and they both had very close calls with the 3-2s, as you can tell right there. And the players that they had to face are currently going through the lower bracket right now. You see that Blade of Flame has defeated Apoc Revolution, and Xavier Carbo is going to be looking at fighting Midros right now. And we'll see what, you know, happens with that. But upper bracket finals is first, and Keev versus B-Boy Skyzo is something that has happened a couple of other times. And while Keev, I think, has the more wins over B-Boy Skyzo in Open Series, B-Boy Skyzo is one of two people in the Open Series who has ever eliminated Keev.
Yeah, I mean, that, as we mentioned earlier, beating Keev at all in a set is an accomplishment all in itself. And so B-Boy Skyzo, obviously one of the rare players that have that. But again, Keev is, what, 3 months the winner now. You know, he's won the past 3 months here. You know, you feel like you got to be able to try to end that streak, or is he just going to keep dominating? Well, one of the people that's going to have that opportunity to try to put a stop to it is B-Boy Skyzo. So this match, I mean, this is going to be a good one.
Oh yeah, no, I have no doubt, because like either way it goes, right? Like if it's like a really close match, obviously that's gonna be sick, right? Or if we have like a Keev round, we get like a masterful class on why Keev is so strong, and that's always cool to look at. Or if B-Boy Skyzo destroys Keev, like that'll be sick, because it would be like it would be just one of those things where we finally have like a new possibility in the timeline, right? Like, so it's there is no way that this match can go that is, for me, anticlimactic.
Right. And again, you know, we talked about people who have managed to defeat Keev, you know, Rufus being the other, but you know, if you're wondering where Rufus is, he is not in this top 8 at all. He is not one of the players here who's going to be able to try to take down Keev. But Skyzo is definitely one of them, and he's going to get this lethal hit. Oh, no. Doesn't get the follow-up.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, like, stay on the ground and roll, and then awareness that he was going to be back-turn and immediately go for the back-turn lethal hit. That was, like 6 different amazing decisions all in one. And, you know, like, it all happens within 3 seconds, but, you know, so you don't realize that it's like, oh, yeah, like, all of these decisions culminated to this one thing.
And, you know, remember you were talking about how Blade of Flame was always trying... Oh, no, you're dead. But Blade of Flame was always trying to go for those anti-airs to stop the hop kick. We saw Skyzo do the same with that, you know, the up kick from Sofitia, and it actually connected against the hop kick.
That is a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's exactly the same parallel at that point, right? Like, except for the only difference is like, you know, Blade of Flame, he gets a lethal hit, right? But where like with B-Boy Skyzo, it's just like, it's still good damage.
Right, and it's also just, you know what, stop doing that. I've got the read. Okay, do we get the follow-up? Okay, gets the tech.
Ooh, front throw this time. In B-Boy Skyzo's previous matches, he had gone for back throw just about every single time.
All right, soul charge now. Oh, what a crouch!
Mwah.
Oh,
that's chef's kiss, 100%.
At point blank range, I mean, you know people are going to go for that AGA at far ranges, so you can kind of crouch there, but point blank he read that and was able to get the lethal hit punish.
Yeah, the nice part about going AGA at that range for Nightmare is that he gets plus frames, right? Like if you block it, so it's more a tool to like set up a mix-up at the wall.
Right. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, checking him right there, trying to push him towards the wall. There's that hop kick again.
Got the forward throw there. Yeah, trying to stance to be able to mix up B-Boy Skyzo. Oh, this is big damage because it's at the wall.
Yeah, and the wall is now red. So one more hit to the wall is going to be a shatter at this point in time.
Yeah, which could potentially lead to a death because of ring out carry combos being very prevalent off of wall hits.
Yeah, and especially if you're a Nightmare player, you already have that combo all on lock. So if you ever get that wall splat, that's game over at that point.
Yeah, at that point it's the Ray Ray. Like, that's my B&B, I never mess it up.
But, I mean, look, Keev is not even going to need it. He's not even going to need it.
That is
3-1 round here.
That is very rare to not break the wall on Astral Chaos. Like, normally that wall is just gone after the first 2 rounds. Like, but that wall did not get broken whatsoever. No wall hits.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing was I feel like maybe in that last round, B-Boy Skyzo was a little too aware of it, knowing that if he did hit the wall, he's going to get wrung out. And maybe that played into a factor, trying to run away from the wall and then just eating a bunch of hits at that point in time. So I'd have to go back and try to analyze B-Boy Skyzo's behavior.
I mean,
that could have been a factor.
That's a very good point, though, because that is actually a really common tactic that a lot of people try to employ. Is like they're at the wall, right? Even if it's not the Astral Chaos wall, even if it's the wall here on this stage, right? It is something that they'll try to run away from. So you'll catch people trying to sidestep a lot because a vertical will wall splat them, and then you'll get a big amount of damage, right? And then so they can kind of avoid the vertical and get a punish, and then switch up the situation. So what you can do is go for a lot of those horizontal mids to try and catch them running away. And then they just get bodied for it over and over and over again. You don't hit the wall damage, but they're so afraid of the wall damage that they're not realizing that you're doing the same amount of damage just in incremental hits.
Exactly. And now B-Boy Skyzo starting off here with half drain on Keev. Oh, okay. Activated the RE. Gonna get the hit here. Tried to avoid. Didn't even go for one of the attack options. But Keev was able to check that down. Oh, no.
No way. That counts
How
as
much
a...
damage?
Interesting. That allows for the lethal hit to activate? Okay. I learned something today.
Okay, but Keev with the comeback in that round. B-Boy Skyzo had a big life lead, but life leads just melt against Nightmare, I swear.
Yeah, well, again, like we say at every broadcast because Keev is on every broadcast. Nightmare's name synonymous with damage. This character just dishes it out, gets his terror charge, and now the potential for damage is even larger.
Yep, and here we go, the stun combo, and right back into terror charge.
Yeah, nice block on the low, though.
And you see how Skyzo was trying to run away from the wall? So that was kind of like what we were talking about, right? You know, you can try to take advantage of that. You know, although, you know, like you said, 13 frames, it's very fast to step guard, but, you know, you could also go for throws as well, because that catches sidestep.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see it right there. B-Boy Skyzo was trying to do the same thing versus Keev, was trying to catch the step guard away from the wall.
Throw tech! There's the big drill. So much chip. Oh, my God. Oh, you saw them just run at each other, and I was like, man, whoever hits first is winning. Because I think Keev went for a big launcher at that point.
Keev went for the 6K, the big punch, which has armor frames on it. But the thing is like, the armor's not going to matter if you have no health, right? So, like, you can only take so much damage.
Right. Wow, look at this. Oh, my gosh, and then somehow, just finding that 1 second that he let go of block.
Yeah, it was very pensive for a moment there. Nobody was doing anything. So much respect, and then finally just gigantic launcher from Keev, and then goes for the setup. Yeah, a lot of Sophies are doing that a lot more these days. Where what they try. Oh, that was an input error. Oh no, that could change the tide.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. Just gonna get the explosion.
Yeah, one of the biggest punish possible, but just a little bit too slow on it with the break attack, unfortunately. Keev with a life lead during the 9-10 seconds left, and B-Boy Skyzo has no soul charge to be able to stop the clock either. So that was just like, you gotta get the life lead now or never.
And I think that's why Keev went for the terror charge drill right there, because even if it had been blocked, it would have drained her, it would have chipped her all the way down to 0 health at that point. So, and now both of them sitting on a ton of meter. Tries to go for the Grim Stride there, but interrupted. Oh, gets him this time. Oh, nice sidestep. And again, that crouch. And now back to the wall. So yeah, back to the edge, I should say. That's why Keev activating that soul charge, trying to build a little bit of space.
Not gonna matter, just catching as many horizontals as possible. Big step over the vertical. Yeah, huge damage and finish it off.
Oh, and again, you know, you had said it beforehand, you know, if Keev just comes in here and blows up B-Boy Skyzo, you know, it's just, again, a masterclass kind of situation. And it feels like that. Like, it feels like a lot of those rounds, B-Boy Skyzo's in it, he's doing well, and then Nightmare just does Nightmare things, and you watch all your health go away, and then Keev emerges the victor. And you know, obviously, it's not like, hey, everybody could do this with Nightmare. Obviously, Keev is very, very special. So, because you know, landing all those combos is not the easiest thing. But again, Keev, one of the strongest players for a reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, synonymous with damage over and over again. Nightmare just can always dish it out. It's one of the things where this is the character in the game that everybody concedes to saying that he is always still in the game. If he has 1 pixel of health or if he has all health, he is still in the game. Doesn't matter what it is because of what he can do to you.
I mean, at this point in time, though, I mean, tier-wise, do people... I mean, Nightmare isn't even considered, like, top 3 or anything like that, right?
No, he is, actually. Like,
he is? Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
so some people think he's top 3, some people think he's top 5, but it's usually around that top tier, like, area.
Gotcha, okay. I always hear people talking about, like, Raph and Amy.
Well, I mean, you know, they're there, too.
They're the other two, fair enough.
Oh, yeah, tech crouch right under. You were talking about that earlier in the day, actually, was that Sophie has the ability to tech crouch under a lot of stuff. And, I mean, that was a great example of it right there, right? The 6K from Nightmare is a high. You can duck under it.
Look at this pressure. And Keev trying to play as calm as possible, not panicking with the back against the edge. All right, there we go. Gets the hit.
Ooh, what an interesting wake-up option. Went for the Twin Angel Step B. Just getting caught, and yeah, that's one of the hardest situations to be in right there. Is like, do you Ukemi or do you not? And if you Ukemi a particular way, Soul Attack is always going to hit. Okay, he interrupts.
Yeah, poking with the low, and so you see Keev going to the hop kick a lot more, and gets the launch combo straight into the critical edge.
And do a nice amount of damage right there. Ooh, interrupt again from Keev there. AGA, the classic.
Ooh, gets a clash. Oh, that should be able to kill. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, people, Skyzo trying to slow it down a little bit. You know, before it was a lot more just forward, and then now it's like, okay, take the turn when I need to take the turn.
Keev is on match point right now. He's got double match points. Skyzo needs to win 3 rounds in a row. The whip punish into the launch, into the terror charge. And interesting, Keev backing off a little bit, trying to see what Skyzo wants to do. Seeing if Skyzo wants to be very aggressive. And you see Skyzo intelligently just running up and guarding right now. Not letting Keev...
It's interesting because Skyzo actually had the life lead. So, like, he doesn't really need to run it. Oh, but he got the whip punish on that one. Okay, still needs another hit, though. And it's got to be a good one, too. It can't just be any regular hit. Oh, well, that was a great one.
All right. Skyzo now 1 round away from getting one on the board. Just comes right in with the launch. Drains 1/4 of his life right away.
Yeah, Nightmare being one of the only characters that can punish that in that particular way. But, oh, beautiful. Recognize that it was back turn. Got the lethal hit for free.
We got the soul charge activated now. Again, you get hit by 1 bad stun counter hit combo, and then you could have all of the... Oh, no.
That's out. Bruh. My heart.
This is Sparta!
Oh, my
Keep him right off of there, dude. Oh, man.
The second I saw that hit, I was like, no, it's actually possible. It could just be over right here the second. And it was. That's one of the things that Nightmare can do now.
It's one of the reasons why he is considered one of the strongest characters, I'm sure. Just being able to get ring outs from downtown like that. Oh, man. That is... Oh.
That was. I know the game count showed 3-0, but that felt a lot closer on the round count.
Yeah. But it was just every single. I mean, but I think, except for the last game, it was 3-1 in rounds every single time. It's just like you said, a lot of the rounds were close. I mean, this one, was domination here.
Yeah.
But God, Keev is. Look, I mean, there's no other way to play it, dude. Seriously, Keev is just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's one of the best players in the world, and that has shown through and through for a number of years. We're not even just talking about SoulCalibur 6, right? Like, so it's we already been known, but he just continues to show it to this day.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, he was B-Boy Skyzo's best chance here, but then just the carry into out of there. It's so disrespectful, just chucking him right off the stage. And you know, as Skyzo, that's just gotta be so frustrating.
So Midros actually ended up defeating Xavier Carbo in lower bracket right there.
3-0
3-0-2. So it's going to be Midros versus Blade of Flame. Now, again, Midros was the person who ended up catching the 5th place last time. And I believe this puts him in contention to possibly do it again if he doesn't, take down Blade of Flame right here.
Yeah, Midros and Blade of Flame. This is a run back. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is the first round matchup that they played, and Blade of Flame took it over Midros, and here they are running it back.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, he should be guaranteed 4th. I think I lied. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was looking at I wasn't looking at the bracket. I was just taking the guess.
Hey, look, this is it's guaranteed at least $100 again.
Yeah, better placing than last time. You get money. Like, what's not the love?
It's a good thing, get $100. Buy yourself a nice dinner. Treat yourself out to something nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Get yourself a nice chalky milk.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah. But for real though. This is gonna be another hard fought match because, like you said, this is the run back, right? We have to figure out what Xavier Carbo has learned from this point.
Yeah.
Or not, sorry, I said Xavier Carbo, Midros.
Yeah,
sorry.
And again, it was 3-2 the first time. Super close game over there. And this is always a tough one, right? Because, depending on how often they fought each other, if they fought each other a lot, usually that means the run back favors the person who run the first time. But if these two players haven't played each other a lot, I'm not sure what their history is. I got to imagine these guys have run into each other a lot at this point in time. But, a lot of times, sometimes when you win the first match, by the time you get into the second one, you're like, oh, dang, I'm fighting him again. What did I do the last time? And it can get in your head sometimes. It can get in your head like, man, I beat him last time. It would suck if I lost to him this time, And you can get into your own head in those situations. Again, like we were saying earlier, fighting games are so much of a mental game, there's so much outside of the actual game itself that comes into play, and that kind of confidence, those kind of mind games that you accidentally play with yourself can be a huge factor.
Well, going into it, first game right here, the run back, already a knowledge check shown there from Blade of Flame, ducking under the high, getting the punish. It's not a huge punish, but we take what we can get. That's one of the most important parts about Calibur is, like, if you may not get a 50% damage combo on every punish, but you need to take as many punishes as you can. Interruptions left and right from Midros. It feels like Blade of Flame is like trying to steal a turn, and Midros is just not allowing it.
Yeah, a lot of the times, that's what you gotta do. You gotta steal these turns, because if you never do, the opponent's always gonna try to, steal future turns on you all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really scary and it's really difficult, but eventually you start to get a feel for it, right? So, there it was right there. Is Midros was trying to goad Blade of Flame to walking forward. It didn't work out the first time, but it definitely worked out now.
Yeah, got the 2-2-A lethal hit right there, sidestepping.
This might be the most Serpent's Embrace stance I've seen from an Ivy player since launch. Like, I have not seen this character go into that stance this much.
Did you see it was just right outside the range and was able to get the whiff punish? Midros starting off with 2 quick rounds here, and now the command throw.
Yeah, this is looking real good for Midros to start. Like, he just feels like he has all the knowledge, like, of what Blade of Flame is going to be doing, not character-wise, but player-wise.
Yeah, and that's one of those things too. When you lose a match, sometimes you think to yourself, man, I should have did this. I could have did this. Oh, you know what? I probably could have did this. When you're the winner, you're like, yes, I won. Now I have to go fight the next guy.
Yeah.
So maybe Midros thought about it very, very carefully.
Well, I mean, even with the comeback right here that Blade of Flame is trying to make happen, Midro's still having a big lead on this one. Just one hit could do it, and it does. Catching the run counter, getting the full animation on that, and no around Brown right there. 3-0.
Okay. Midros, like we said, went down 2-3 last time, and definitely coming back here very, very strong. Now, keep in mind also, the last time we saw Blade of Flame went 2-up against Keev, 2-0, and then ended up losing 9 rounds straight. That can also be damaging mentally, right? You've gotta bounce back from that. It's not even just the rematch. It's not even just, this match itself. You might be in a mental state like, man, how did I let that one slip away so badly that it's hard to focus on this current. There's just so many mental factors when you play in tournaments like this. It's rough, it's hard, but at the same time, it's exciting and exhilarating in that kind of, like, I don't know, it's that adrenaline rush,
There is very few feelings like playing a close tournament set or coming back from a devastating loss or something like that, you know what I mean? That is one of the reasons why people like come into here week in, week out, month in, month out, right? Is because that feeling, regardless of what prize you get, is just amazing.
Dude, I still remember playing a match, I think it was like a B4 or B5 or something.
Ooh, before Evo existed, okay.
Yeah, like 20 years ago, that it was like last game, last round, and after I won, I couldn't stand up. Like, I actually just got dizzy because I was so mentally focused in the game that after I was done, I was just like drained, dude. It's crazy, but again, an amazing feeling.
Oh, and just again and again, Midro shows that he can really force Blade of Flame to block the way that he specifically wants. He's gotten Blade of Flame to Twitch duck many, many times, and I mean, there's a reason for that, of course. Ivy has one of the best high moves in the game in the command grab, right? Like, and so you're trying to Twitch duck to get under it and then get a punish, but well, if Midros only does it sparingly, then you're never gonna know when you should actually be ducking.
Oh, good sidestep, and look at this, Midros with the potential 5 rounds in a row now, just needs one more hit. Okay, Soul Charge. Blade of Flame wants this one. He's gonna try to steal this round with a Soul Charge barrage, but then you see Midros countering with his own Soul Charge to put a little bit of tentativeness in Blade of Flame, and it works. Midros taking 5 rounds straight.
Yeah, Christmas tree choice right there, just to be able to just completely stop Blade of Flame from being able to use that Soul Charge. Because, like, again, like you said, 5 rounds straight, 2 rounds in this game, that means he's going to get that meter back that he used if he starts losing, right? So it's definitely a great use of meter, because now you put your opponent in a check situation, and it's all on them at this point. Ooh, beautiful launch. Gonna go for the soul attack. Here we go. The setup. Oh, it's command grab! Spin on him.
Good damage. Just needs one more hit right now to prevent a second no round Brown. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Catching the run counter.
See if this might be the momentum Blade of Flame needs. Get himself mentally back in the game right now, because so far it's been all Midros, not RE safe. That string right there.
Yeah, try to use the movement option Midros on the reverse ledge, guessing correctly. And I mean, Blade of Flame is one more switch away from Gloomy Coda. Just needs to be able to make it happen. Yeah, there it is. So Blade of Flame is starting to stay on the ground to stay away from the command throw.
Okay, good start here with that Soul Charge. Last time he didn't get anything from it. Almost tying up the life right now, but just needs one more hit. The Christmas tree again.
Oh, your presents are under the tree, and they're all mids.
Yeah, and definitely Midro's showing his presence right now, taking 6 rounds to 1 to go up 2-0. Now, Blade of Flame did just go up 2-0 and end up losing to Keev, so he knows it can happen. So he's got to have that confidence. He's got to have that belief that he can do this at this point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if it took a second here, and I mean, it seems like that's what's going on because the timer is still ticking down. Like, just hold on for a second, take a breather. It's really, really important to remember breathing while you're playing these games, especially.
Yeah. All right, but not going to expect any character changes. As you mentioned, Blade of Flame is Ivy through and through. And so here he goes, gonna stick with the character. I'm sorry, Tira through and through. Blade of Flame is Tira through and through.
Midros being the Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, almost a wall splat. That could have been terrifying right there. And yeah, so that's one of the situations where Blade of Flame was actually just trying to check to see what Midros would do. Because right here, when you're up against back to the wall and Tira does the hula hoop move, the jumping right there, you expect her to go for the high because that's the one that wall splats, right? The mid is the one that knocks down. And so you're trying to see if the opponent will actually duck, and you're trying to like kind of catch that.
Oh, nice crouch.
Big damage
It's
too.
the launch and big and Ivy, you know, just lots of damage. Expecting a forward roll. What was
Unfortunate.
that? Blade of Flame just looked like he jumped and did nothing. I'm not sure what that was.
He could have been going for the hopping B, which if it connects close enough, it has like an animation and it does a ton of damage. But maybe like pressed it too early or something, and it didn't actually end up coming out. I don't know. Either that was
trying to
jump
could have been
low.
trying to sidestep, and maybe didn't let go of guard fast enough or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there, unfortunately. Ooh, try to get a big counter hit on that. No dice though.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Mix up time.
All right, trying. It looks like. Oh no, actually not getting in the position for a wall combo. Activates. Here we go. Big damage. All right, if he can get one good clean hit right now, he can still take this round. But again, Midros activating his own soul charge. And
Yeah, the problem is every time he steps, he has to guard up until he finally got up close. No, wasn't able to make it happen. Didn't get the full conversion despite the launch. And Midros is on set point.
that is so brutal right there. Blade of Flame had it. Oh no. And you don't want to go out like this. You do not want to go out like this.
Okay, Soul Charge is going to be able to get away from it. That's a great hit. So tense right now, up very close to the wall, trying to get all the soul charge moves. Great steps, but no punish on it. And okay, there it is, the duck under.
And now okay, actually that was a lethal hit for Blade of Flame. Okay, here we go. Okay, taking this round here,
Yeah, I mean, Blade of Flame just needs to continue this pace right here. Just make it overwhelming. Midros, you know, you don't want the clutch factor to come into play, right? Like, you want to try to make them as antsy as possible here.
Runs up and activates the soul charge, tries to get in there. Midros has typically countered with his own soul charge. Yep, and he's gonna do it with the soul attack.
A lot of interrupts here, though, from... Oh, and got the command grab. That's going to get life totals pretty close.
Yeah, but unfortunately for Blade of Flame, it's out. Oh, wait, never mind. He got the launch here.
Oh, no, the Glooby Coda. Okay, in the air, so no full combo on this one. And the follow-up from Midros is going to connect. I wonder if Blade of Flame tried to step, but was maybe just a bit too late, because that one is vertical at that point. You know, that might be a string that you have to block. Like, you might not have enough frames to step there. I could be wrong, but...
And yeah, I mean... I'm going to bring up the stat, and it's not a pretty stat, but after going up 2-0 against Keev, Blade of Flame went 2 to 18 rounds. He lost 9 in a row, and then basically was only able to take 2 rounds against Midros. I really feel like that loss to Keev really affected him, unfortunately. But again, like I said, hopefully he'll have chances again in future events and future tournaments to be able to, you know, come back stronger. It's a tough situation to go through, though.
Blade of Flame, again, has been one of our longest running competitors in Open Series, and obviously one of the people that you see pretty much every EU bracket that they can enter, right? So it's... I definitely have faith that, you know, they'll be back at the next one, and they'll be trying to learn from it. It's definitely a position they've been in before.
Yeah, I mean, I think Destro says it in chat really well. Tough matches can take it out of you later in bracket, and I really feel like that's what happened when he lost to Keev after going up 2-0. I feel like it was just hard for him to mentally get back into the state. And you know what? The good side of that is that this is what everybody goes through, right? Like this has happened to pretty much everybody who's played in a tournament. So this is nothing new, and you know how you bounce back from that is what makes you become that next level of player. And we saw him go up 2-0 against Keev. Absolutely had the ability to, send Keev to loser side. So, Blade of Flame undoubtedly will come back stronger and learn a lot from this event here.
Yeah, Midro's going to be the one moving on. And to Midro's credit, I got to be real. One of the biggest things that I felt like was really strong in that matchup was the forcing them to duck a bunch because they were scared of command grab or they were scared of all the highs that they were going towards, right? Like they did that a bunch in the first game and they're like, all right, and so now you're going to duck and I'm going to do like 6B, which is a mid. I'm going to do like any mid basically and just kind of keep you guessing. And then eventually the command grabs are going to start working again. And now you're just not going to know which way to block. Midro's super strong at conditioning that entire set. And it's definitely going to have to come into play here because, I mean, if you remember some of the other B-Boy Skyzo sets, he was trying to duck a lot. He was trying to get the lethal hits off duck, that Sofitia has access to, right? And so that could come into play. One whiff command grab is a lethal hit from Sophie for free, basically.
Yeah, but unfortunately wasn't able to repeat the feat that he had in the first round where he did defeat Midros 3-2, and it is Midros that's going to be moving on to go up against B-Boy Skyzo in the lower finals. And whoever wins this one will go up against Keev and see if they can put a dent in this rank. If they could stop Keev from getting 4 months in a row.
Have we
at
had
the PlayStation Open Series?
I need to check the stats. Have we had a 4-month repeat? We've definitely had a 3-month repeat before. I'm like even before Keev did it. I know that.
Right, okay.
Well, Keev did it this time, I should say. I think Keev did it the first time in year 1, but I should check that later.
All right. So here we go. It is going to be Ivy once again against Sophie.
Everybody breathe. Let's get into this lower bracket finals right here. B-Boy Skyzo coming hot off the loss from Keev. And then right here we have Midros, probably with strong morale from the W just a second ago. Ooh, caught the step.
Like you said, though, Sophie's got a lot of these lethal hits if they can manage to get the crouch. But so far, B-Boy Skyzo has not been a chance to get any hits at all. There we go. Finally gets the first hit.
Yeah, it definitely felt hard-pressed to find an offensive time, right? B-Boy Skyzo was like looking to move forward, but, remaining as vigilant as possible with the blocks, even trying to go for guard impact here.
Okay, gets the 1K knockdown.
Ooh,
oh!
Yeah, that's death. Yep. And a complete turnaround there from B-Boy Skyzo. Just kept composed the whole time. Never lost his mental. And that's what we were talking about in the previous set that we saw B-Boy Skyzo. The mental is strong.
And then also, there's just some of those moves. Like, I feel like that launcher that Sophie has, that crouching animation that she has at the start of it before she swings up, sometimes makes you think she's going for a low,
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But one
that
more
happens
mix up.
to me. Happens to me against Siegfried all the time. Grr.
Definitely Siegfried will do that to you. But, that was a guaranteed BB right there. It traded favorably. Interesting.
Oh, wow, look at this Midros running up to point blank range. Finally backing off here.
I wonder if that means he's looking to implement command grab. Yeah, I think he tried it right there, but he accidentally messed up the input and got regular grab.
Oof, gets launched, close to being wrung out here. Fakes the unblockable and then backs away. Says, you know what? I know you like to reverse ring out.
Just barely didn't get wrung out on that one. And yeah, I was looking for that reverse ring out. Just stayed blocking the whole time. Not worried about it. 4 for A, really?
Stun combo. Oh, gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Okay. Sidestep, and there you go, B-Boy Skyzo. After a great start from Midros in that first round, B-Boy Skyzo taking it actually 3 rounds straight, starting with that nice comeback in that first round.
Yeah, I think what Midros needs to take away from that in particular is recognize the fact that B-Boy Skyzo was completely willing to just wait out the reverse ring out game, right? and it was either trying to step or just sit there and block. And that means your time, when your back is to the wall and B-Boy Skyzo is there, it means he's probably either going to step or block, right? So grab is a really good option there. You know, trying to go for a horizontal low is a really good option there. You may not get the reverse ring out. You may not be able to win, but at that point, you know that he's just going to sit there and block, and you might have to, you know, kind of switch it up on that. Easier said than done, of course, but that might be what the takeaway is in that particular situation.
All right. Game number 2. This is
2B
lower
stage.
finals. Find out who's going to be able to go up there and try to stop Keev from a back-to-back-to-back-to-back. But it's not going to be easy, and they still have to win this match here first.
All right, so this is on 2B stage too, so a lot more room to walk around up until you get close to those ledges, of course.
Their stage that's half walls, half edges. You see those two sides were edges, those two sides are walls. But the wall that's on the opposite, not that wall that you see, the other wall,
The
you can
fence.
still get launched over. You can get launched over still. So.
Yeah, the fence is technically supposed to be a, by look, it's supposed to be like a medium wall, but it usually functions like a small wall. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to matter, as Midros was basically containing step at all moments, interrupting anytime B-Boy Skyzo wanted to take a turn. Just a really strong small caliber round for sure.
Plus frames a little too far away for that B. Trying to go for the, like, maybe trying to predict Skyzo trying to backdash at that point, but that's gonna slam into the wall. Yeah, Skyzo getting this big stun wall splat combo. Look at that, so much life, but a beautiful sidestep into punish, but not. Oh, no. There's the tech crouch on that.
Easy.
Yeah, tech crouch on that angel step, and then got the lethal hit right under that horizontal. Skyzo taking round number 2.
Yeah, and I mean, in the very first round, Skyzo showed that he would duck under Midros' strength. Like, that was already something that was shown. So to immediately just be ready to twin angel step under and get the lethal hit is expected now, right?
Right.
Plus frames here. Yeah.
Okay, nice GI, and tried to re-GI.
Is that out?
Patience, let that whiff, and there you go. There's that launch right over the fence, as we were talking about. So even though there's a wall there, you're definitely not safe from getting wrung out.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons so many people are like confused about it, is because it looks like it's a bigger wall than it actually is a lot of the time, and even sometimes it functions like it's a bigger wall than it actually is in certain areas. But most of the time, it's more of a small wall than anything, which is really, really weird to discern visually.
It's a very ambiguous wall. But look at this, Midros, okay, working on getting a good round here. And yeah, it was just, that felt like, you know, when you hear Ivy as a keep away character, that's what you expect to see, you know, how that match went at the end of the round there. But obviously you can see Midros not playing her as a pure keep away character, as most high level Ivies do not. They will play a good mix between the two ranges.
Oh, just barely getting under the jumping, normal with the angel step. Okay, throw Oki on this one. But just steps does not care about it. Go straight into CE. Yeah, you want that life lead. You have enough bar to work with. And the mix-up afterwards is what we're going to be looking at. I mean, you know, he's got Soul Charge. Might want to try to bait it. I don't know. No, was unable to get the reverse ring out right there. That was actually the perfect time because B-Boy Skyzo whiffed a throw.
Just wasn't ready for it. And that would have been the end, too. That would have been one of those robbery ring outs.
Hailing Zeus and tried to go for the critical edge for the guard impact, and it actually ended up not working out. I can't remember exactly what it guard impacts IVC, but it guard impacts just enough that it's really annoying to contest a lot of the time.
What's the score now? I've lost track here. That was just the...
Is it one
the
apiece
first
or
one?
is it 2-0? It's either one apiece or it's 2-0.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
we'll see.
Sorry.
It's weird. I mean, you're commentating these matches, and it's just like sometimes you just like you see so many rounds and stuff. It kind of slips your head sometimes. So
well, yeah, we're not really focused on the rounds specifically. We're focused on what they're doing in the rounds, like right, like,
exactly.
like how they're using the moves. What are they doing here and there? And I mean, the lobby will tell us, and also the scoreboard, of course.
Exactly. That's what those streamers are there to give us the information. So
yeah, we can't read. We just use
it looks
voices.
like 2-0.
Okay.
Looks like it's 2-0 right there.
Yep,
yeah,
there it is. Bottom right. Okay, all right. So 2-0 B-Boy Skyzo looking strong. I mean, and that's I definitely think he wants that run back versus Keev for sure. I mean, it's feeling like it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep, same stage. Somehow, I feel like that there's literally somebody sitting in the Bandai Namco offices who monitors every online match, and when you try to pick the rematch stage, he just makes it so that, I mean, the random select, he'll purposely give you the same stage and stuff like that, because I swear it happens way more than it should.
I mean, it kind of does, but at the same time, it also tells me that it's truly random, because, like, if it wasn't truly random, then you wouldn't get the same stage ever.
Right.
Oh, nice punish on that one. Wow, I actually didn't know. Okay.
Interesting. That's like that anti-air strike, too. And
Well, yeah, usually it's the combo tool.
Right.
Yeah, and just that's what Midros has been doing a lot. You'll notice that like the turn is gone, and you will see him just stand guard for all eternity after the turn is lost. I'll try to GI it, but was in the dead zone.
Check some frame data over here.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, ooh, yeah, wanted to punish with the task speed. Didn't get the animation, probably too far away, but that's going to be animation on this, which means mix-up potential here. And was trying to read that B-Boy Skyzo would duck.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, just as a little extra plug too, if you guys do play a lot of SoulCalibur, definitely download the Frame Caliber app. Wonderful app that has all the frame data in there. There you go. It's free to download on iOS and on Android.
Yeah. Against the wall here though.
Tried to go for the GI, got punished for it. Midro's working on a no-round brown right now. Oh, could get interrupted, but he's in the corner, and this is a dangerous position because it's basically walls everywhere.
It happened again.
Oh, wow.
He can't keep getting away with it.
Well, so far he gets the wow. Just
I like
goes. Oh man, big launch right there.
Yeah, that was one of those situations where you see the twin angel step and there's barely any health, so you try to block low, and that was not the case. Low was not the option there.
Low is the option for Skyzo right now, going for a couple back-to-back small unreactable lows.
Up against the wall, 2 extended combo. Oh no, it's gonna be back turn, lethal hit. Oh no! If that ended up lethal hitting, it would have been a ring out, and B-Boy Skyzo was going for it.
Oh, yeah, just missed there. Catches with the break attack, knockdown with the combo, and now here we go. Midro's activating that soul charge. Oh, here we go. Big command throw.
Oh, look at that
Yeah,
damage.
needs one more. Oh, he went for another one, but the crouch by B-Boy Skyzo, and now Skyzo trying to take this 3-0 over Midros to get back into the rematch versus Keev.
That was super strong awareness by Skyzo right there. You notice that, like, Midros crouched a couple of times, right? And that was probably the big tell that B-Boy Skyzo was going to get command grabbed. So he was like, oh, wait, that's him, like, pumping the motion to do command grab. So I better duck here. And, well, right call.
All right, just a little simple punish right there. Standing A.
Oh, yeah, big whip punish.
What a
and
whip
one
punish.
more hit.
Look at this.
There it is.
Gets in there with the Angel Step A plus B and then gets the hit. And there you go. B-Boy Skyzo with the comeback after being down 0-2. We see a lot of that. And again, it just speaks to the momentum that happens in SoulCalibur 6, right? It's so momentum heavy because it's really about getting into your opponent's head, you know, more so than a lot of other fighting games out there. So there you go. Skyzo, after going down 0-2 in that third set, ends up taking it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of like the big things about fighting games is always the mental. Like we mentioned it a couple of times, not just getting in your opponent's head, but also making sure that you're not in your own head, right? Like you're not telling yourself that you can't do it or whatever it might be, right? And I mean, B-Boy Skyzo, again, I feel like he's been one of the strongest in terms of composure that we've seen today. If not the strongest, because we haven't tested Keev's composure just yet.
Well, I mean, he did go down 0-2 against.
Yeah, and he did
against
just
Flame to
fine. So
Flame.
I guess his composure was tested actually, and it was tested successfully.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even just tested. It was, dude, that's brutal composure right there. Because remember, he went down 0-2 and then won 9 rounds straight. Didn't lose a single round after that. So that's like, I don't even think calling it composure is almost an insult to what it was. You know, it was so much more than just composure. Oh man.
I mean, these are the two players that have shown so much more in every avenue, not just composure as well. Keev, B-Boy Skyzo, this was our upper bracket final. It is now our grand finals. Midro luckily is going to be able to walk away with that third place prize. So at the very least, $200 into the belt. But this is the big boy battle at this point. Like, look at the win ratios, 90 to 80. They both have 176 and 122 matches under their belt, respectively. This is people who never back down from an open series if they can help it, right? They don't care who the opponents are. They're showing up, and they're going to prove their worth.
And one of the things that's scary here, again, you know, if you're unfamiliar with double elimination brackets, B-Boy Skyzo has got to win 2 sets against Keev. He's got to win 2 sets of 3 out of 5. So again, this is going to be a tough one. But you know, Skyzo has defeated Keev before. I'm sure he has the mental fortitude to be able to do this. Now it's just time to execute and see if he can pull this comeback upset victory, I would call it. Even though Skyzo is probably has the best chance of defeating Keev. Keev is the 3-time champion, so you're gonna call it an upset if he goes down, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, we're on the verge of maybe getting a 4-time champion at this point, right? Like it could be our very first. I think it would be our very first. I wouldn't say out of all the games because, you know, there's the Mighty Unjust in Mortal Kombat, but this would definitely be the first for the SoulCalibur Open Series if it's 4-time champion.
Man,
so we gotta really watch for this one because that would be wild.
And that is what you call domination right there. Yeah, so it's not even composure. I guess we could just call it straight up domination.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Keev has been doing it over and over and over again. So here it is. This is going to be the grand finals here for the August PlayStation Tournaments Open Series for SoulCalibur 6 for Europe. Now, don't forget, later on in the day, in just a couple of hours, we're going to be doing the finals for NA as well. So there will be more SoulCalibur action coming up. So you don't, even after this is done, keep your browsers open to this channel because we will be back with the NA. But first, time to finish off the EU, find out who was the champion. Is it going to be Keev for the 4th time in 4 months? Or can B-Boy Skyzo pull off the upset and find a way to win that $400 for first prize? Let's go.
Yeah, it's, again, just like you said, James, it's got to be 2 sets for B-Boy Skyzo versus the monster, the terror, if you will. And it is, it's an uphill battle for sure. And was that desert stage I saw too?
Not sure. You know, people ask me a lot of times, how do you get over nerves in playing in tournaments and stuff like that? My answer is, you know, usually you don't. Or you can just be like Keev and just be like indestructible. I'm sure he's coming into this relaxed, as cool as a cucumber right now.
It is more of a management thing than it is a deletion of nerves, right? Like you manage nerves. They never go away. I can tell you for sure that all the top players are like, yeah, I had butterflies in my stomach that entire match or whatever. Like I've heard it from so many different people, regardless of how many tournaments they win. Yeah, already a strong start here from Keev. And I'm noticing something just a slight bit different from Keev here, and it's that he is kind of slowed down a little bit, and I wonder if that's actually messing up B-Boy Skyzo even more.
B-Boy Skyzo doing a good job making the comeback this round. He should
No! Oh no, James! Just an unfortunate drop at that one particular moment that would have turned the entire tide of the round over to B-Boy Skyzo.
Oh, so brutal. Not like this. Not like this.
Oh, and now B-Boy Skyzo's guard bar is flashing red. We have yet to see a guard break all day, and this might be the first one. The verticals are just finding their mark at all times.
B-Boy Skies, you saw backing off a little bit, maybe trying to give some time for that guard meter to drain down a little bit. Just outside of the range of that 6-6A. Beautiful distancing by Keev. But here we go, B-Boy Skyzo with a big lead now. Just needs one good solid hit, but can Keev steal this again? Nightmare, lots of damage. He just needs one more, and he got it.
That is the
Keev.
best possible scenario for Keev. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, no guard break, so still a danger this round again.
Ooh, lethal hit on deck now for B-Boy Skyzo, though, after all the GIs. It's one of the rarer lethal hits in the entire game, actually. It's going to be specifically off the Heaven Jarsh's throw. Ooh, trying to catch the Ukemi, or just, get the free guard break. Look at the back throw damage. The health melted on that one. Oh, no.
Yeah, just needs one last hit. Oh, okay. Good whiff punish. Good sidestep whiff punish here. Skyzo now trying to bring this back. Still got a lot of damage left to do.
Yeah, gotta pray to Zeus on that one to get the extra damage, but unfortunately the headbutt comes out, and it's a pretty rare move because it's actually the end of Nightmare's turn if he hits you with it, but it doesn't matter if it kills you, right?
Yeah, it's always your turn if it kills. And Keev, again, in winners finals, he only needs to win this single set. So he's one game into it now. He just needs to win 2 more games, and he will be the 4-time champion.
Oh boy, I know Keev wants this.
Dude, that'd be like getting almost $2,000 there, because I'm sure he did pretty well. He was what?
I can assure you, Keev has made more than $2,000 in the Open Series alone. I can assure you of that.
I just mean this year, right? Because he got second place to Rufus, the one Rufus won, right?
Well, yeah, usually that's how it goes, is if Rufus wins, then Keev is second place, and then vice versa. There have been times where Keev has not been there, but Rufus is usually always in the monthly finals, whereas, like, now it's rare that, the rarity has finally happened where he is not here. Because normally it's that Keev misses 1 or 2, or at least that's how year 1 went.
Yeah, and like I said, $400 for each of, if he wins this 4 wins and then a second place at the previous one. Yeah, it's a good chunk of change right there.
Ooh, caught the step 2, and that's a free confirm, yeah, because the counter hit stun combo.
Yeah, I feel like Keev is just playing so fundamentally solid right now. You don't even see him going for anything really wild or crazy. I feel like he's just picking B-Boy Skyzo apart right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, you could definitely see the fundamentally sound play right there when it came to the opening of that match where he just whiff punished into the lethal hit, and B-Boy Skyzo now having to put the pressure on. Oh, yeah, saw that he was just crouching the entire time, went for the mid launcher. And that's where the hard part comes of blocking the 668. You saw that right there. It was like Nightmare tried to press a button and immediately lost to Sophie because, well, he doesn't have a 12-frame attack. He can't really do that.
Oh, there we go. Skyzo getting the launch. No drop this time. Skyzo getting 1 round on the board here in game number 2.
Keev trying to trick Skyzo right there. He did nothing for the first, second of the round. Hot out of the air, too. Big damage. Up against the ledge. This is where it becomes terrifying.
Well, you can see how the movement works. They've just been flip-flopping back and forth, now settling on the vertical. Oh, is that a ring out?
It definitely is, James, and she is going to join Keev in the water as well, going for a swim. And
I love that.
That is the only move she has, that reverse ring out.
Gets the terror check. That does a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. Gotta spend damage to get damage. Apparently, when it comes to Nightmare, most people are worrying about spending money to get money. Nightmare's just like, yeah, so I do damage and then I get more damage. Oh, read the Ukemi just about every single getup right there.
Perfect, Keev. Trying to do this. He's trying to GDQ this tournament here. Trying to 3-0. Well, actually, he did not 3-0 Blade of Flame.
No, that was the 3-2, and Blade of Flame almost took that set because he was up 2.
Right. But other than that, I think Keev has 3-0 to everybody else in this tournament. Granted, when you start on the upper side of top 8, you don't have that many opponents. You definitely fight less people. Here he goes, Soul Attack charged up now.
Yeah, getting caught on the Ukemis again, unfortunately. And that was a lot of damage taken. And Keev was just like, yeah, the only way I can lose is the reverse ring out. So I'm just going to back up. I'm going to get the Soul Charge going. And I should be able to do a bunch of chip on you.
Or I'm just going to hop kick you a bunch of times. Oh, there we go. Gets the hit and gets game number 2. Keev, 1 game away. 1 game away from basically just putting a stamp on the PlayStation Tournament Open Series for Europe for SoulCalibur 6. Basically, you know, we're going to rename this series of events the Keev Gets Paid Open Series.
Well, it's funny because KP, when he's here, he usually calls this breakfast with Keev in the morning.
Breakfast with Keev. I like it. I like it.
Because Keev is there's one constant in the universe. There's 3 constants in the universe. There's death, there's taxes, and there's Keev in grand finals.
Oh man. All right, here we go. It's not gonna change characters. Sticking with the Sophie.
You know, I think we have seen B-Boy Skyzo switch off of Sophie one previous time in the whole of the Open Series, like, in 2 years. But I could be wrong about that. And if he did, he never did it again.
And it says here that Skyzo's secondary character, he has... Oh, nothing. He has NA.
Yeah, it's just not
so
applicable.
it's never gonna happen again. He's just sticking with Sophie the whole way now.
Ooh, got the GI. That might be a ring out. Oh, very close to not being. Okay, wow, getting caught by the second hit multiple times. I wonder if that's a string that B-Boy Skyzo was just unfamiliar with. It's definitely not a string that Nightmare players use a lot, so... Ooh, that could have been death. But, I mean, still going to get double run counter on that one. And B-Boy Skyzo, despite getting hit multiple times, still trying to move out of the way. And again, you know, James, you mentioned it earlier. That's the power of being back against the ledge or the wall. Is your entire conscience is like, oh no, we got to get away from this, bro. We got to get out of here.
Right. Don't want to be there. Oh, I see these hop kicks doing their work again.
Ooh, that side throw would have been a ton of damage.
All right, gets him with the low. Oh, again, sidestep, punish. God, look at the damage. Look at what? He died. He died.
That's Nightmare. 1. And then finish it off the launch.
It was disgusting.
To be fair, it was a tech trap, technically. So, like, that's why he got the damage, but that doesn't make it okay.
Fair.
That doesn't make it okay.
Here it is. Tournament point.
And Keev already using the soul charge as quickly as possible to make sure that the lead comes back to him. That's gonna catch. You can't block once you've entered stance.
All right, but still not enough to kill. And Keev definitely has the ability to make this comeback.
The 668 pressure is coming out.
Gets in there.
Oh yeah, and Keev is just gonna block. Yeah, you know, you got to deal with that. Okay, back escape.
Just needs one small hit. There it is. B-Boy Skyzo staying in it. Not done yet.
It might be the time to bring back 668 as if it were the previous patch where Nightmare literally couldn't do anything about it. Just until Keev shows that he's going to stop it anyway. But, ooh, dropping the combo here. No. And Keev is going to try to use that to gain momentum.
I wonder if he was trying to think, can I ring out from here? Or maybe he was trying to go for an alternate combo path or something.
That could be the case.
Drop, nice throw break.
Soul charge on wake up or something. I don't know. I don't know. Just remains pensive.
Oh no.
Oh, drill again. Got the run counter.
Drills. Just drill to win. That's what you do. Drill to win. And there you have it. Keev, 4-time August, July, June, May champion of SoulCalibur 6 for the PlayStation Tournaments Open I'm sorry, the Keev Tournaments Open Series here for SoulCalibur 6. Just absolute dominant performance. at this point in time, you know, I feel like everybody in the EU is going to have to create a secret Discord called the Anti-Keev Discord just so they can all study how to beat this guy.
At least the PlayStation players, like, yeah, and the Open Series players definitely got to take a look at that. I mean, you know, we did have Dexus in one of the FGC arcades take down Keev, but or wait, no, did Keev win that one? You know, it's been 2 years since that event, so I can't remember, or at least it's been a year and a half, one of the two. But yeah, so it's you know, people have the opportunity, people have the ability. It's just no one's been able to show up in the Open Series so far. Well, I mean, there's Rufus. Rufus has been the only one, right?
Yeah, and again, if you're wondering where he was not in this top 8 at all, which left the door wide open for Keev to win his 4th in a row, and that's exactly what he did.
Almost resting on his laurels, if you will. Like, I think it got easier for him the further the bracket went. Like, it felt like he warmed up. Okay, that was something I wanted to mention right here was the drill. You guys saw that in the replay. The drill barely got used. That is one of the moves that everybody tries to look out for when they fight Nightmare, and Keev barely used it, finally busting it out at like the end. And I mean, people at Skyzo just wasn't ready because he hadn't been using it.
That's always the trick, right? You have good moves. If you abuse them, their return of investment really starts to drop, right? You use it too much, people get used to it, they could beat you up. But if you use it sparingly, especially if you're winning without it, then you can bust it out when you need it finally and then get the win just like Keev did. As you can see here later on today at 2 p.m. Pacific time, so in an hour and a half, we're going to have the monthly finals for North America. So you'll want to tune into that, and you can see the other games that are coming up on the schedule. On September 8th, there's going to be Losty's Tower.
Yeah, we got to talk about that one. Hold on. We got to talk about Losty's Tower. Losty's Tower is a Mortal Kombat style tower event that they've been doing. There's already been like one broadcast of it. It's a super cool idea, honestly. Like definitely tune in if you want to see like a gauntlet of boss fights. That's what that is.
That's awesome. You saw a bunch of the other games there, Guilty Gear Strive, Tekken 7, also having some events coming up as well later on in the month. Definitely keep your eyes open for those. You can always check the schedules, I believe, at compete.playstation.com, as well as signing up for the tournaments there. Again, free to enter. You can see this money that you can win from the comfort of your own home. Jump in there, get involved, and get in the mix and have a good time. Play some fighting games, play some video games with other people. It's good times for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good change because there's more than just fighting games on the PlayStation Tournaments Open Series that you can enter. I mean, we saw on the schedule, right? Call of Duty Black Ops, or excuse me, not Black Ops. Call of Duty is on there, though. And yeah, it's World at War, and we have the Open Series for that as well as some other games. So, make sure compete.playstation.com if you're just tuning into fighting games, but you're not like really big on them. Well, there's more stuff for you, right? There's something for everybody. One-stop shop, all things PlayStation. Definitely check the website out. But James, this is going to be it for the EU sign to SoulCalibur 6. Now, we may be going away for just a little bit, but we will be back in a few hours with SoulCalibur 6 North American monthly finals. And there's some stories there to tell as well. So stick around so you can learn what those stories are.
Outside of that, we will see you in an hour and a half. Thank you for joining us for the EU finals. See you for the NA finals very soon. Peace. Hopping over the low, that was beautiful. Oh, wow! just drill to win. That's what you do, drill to win, and there you have it.